Okay, so we should be live right now. So here we are. Hello everyone, I'm Kitcot6 and welcome to the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword 80% speedrun here at ESA Together. Join me for commentary is Floher258 and Pepernicus, so say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice. Okay, so just gonna check what file name won the incentive.
Alright, 1 second. One last refresh here just to make sure that I have the right one. And yes, with $10 over 5, it's gonna be Nitro.
Nice.
N-I-T-R-O.
Before
Capital N.
N-I-T-R-O.
Damn, no girls.
volume a little bit.
Okay. Are we ready to go? I see we are, so I'm just going to count down and hope that it works. Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this is Skyward Sword, as I said. So anyway, you see me skipping cutscenes at first. That is because I'm in hero mode, which is unlocked after you beat the game. And that's allowed, and it has a couple benefits, such as skipping cutscenes, extended Skyward Strike, and also double damage.
There's also a stronger Skyward Strike, which is also going to be very useful.
Yeah.
In general, this run will be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Once we get past Faron.
Yeah.
You might ask yourself why is taking double damage so useful? That is, we are gonna die a lot in this run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I say a lot, I mean
we'll also
very
do
often.
a lot of setup stuff. So that's why we sometimes talk to random people. For example, we talk to the guy at the barrels because gonna use that later when we get there.
Yeah.
I'm talking to him.
Yeah, so this is being run in Japanese. That's because that is the fastest scrolling text. I think Korean isn't quite as faster. Yeah, rip Korean. But like, if you play this on English, you'll probably notice the difference between Japanese and English. It's just so much quicker on Japanese.
Huge. It's just huge.
Yeah, I think the difference in the any percent route is like 8 to 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is for such a run of this length, it's very huge.
Yeah, very
For some
huge.
reason they just didn't want insta-text in this game.
Yeah.
So we have to deal with this. So something that's also important is stamina management, and I think Kitcot is the expert on it if he wants to explain.
Yeah, I'm not going to explain it right now. For now, I'm just going to explain the different routes I'll do. I'll get back to stamina management in a minute. But for now, I'll just explain what I'm doing. So you see me save here. Most cases you probably wouldn't save here because the fastest route doesn't, but this is essentially just a safety save. The rest of this run will be the pretty much exact same as the fast route. But yeah, there is a safer route that you do, but that's only slower if I don't get the cutscene skip. This I will be going for the cutscene skip, but yeah.
Yeah.
So essentially just safety save there, just in case the cutscene skip does go wrong. And also now I'm going to mention about kind of stamina management, so just kind of movement in general. Walking is something you usually want to avoid. I think running is something you want to do, but I think rolling is the fastest. For every roll you do, it saves about a frame. But rolling uses more stamina up, so you should only really roll, or to avoid walking you should only really roll when you can, pretty much.
Yeah, if there's like a cutscene or like a statue or something. So every stuff that puts you into a cutscene state will refill your stamina, or if you roll into a stamina fruit, so
yeah,
you will try to perfectly roll with the last amount of stamina into a fruit to get it all back, or into a cutscene. And also something interesting to note is that if he gets the first frame roll after a cutscene, or like general if it's depleted and he gets refilled, you actually have a red stamina bar. So if you see that, you saw that he did a good job and got the first frame roll. Not really saves that much time, but it's kind of cool looking.
Okay, so now we've got the practice sword. In the safe route you do... Okay, technically in the safe route you still get it, but you get it at a later point. But
yeah,
for this route, you get it here, and we first of all need it to kind of cut down some logs in order to get to our loft ring. And second of all, we also need it to set up some flags on our file.
Again.
Yeah, same reason why
As
we
said,
have
we'll, at the start of the run, we'll do a lot of setups because later, I think we could probably touch on it a little bit already because
Okay.
since otherwise it's gonna be too much to explain at once.
Yeah.
So you might know the trick from other games. It's called back in time from other Zelda games, especially.
Yeah. Twilight Princess.
And on those, they're not really that useful, but on Skyward Sword, it's really, really useful. And the reason is that the file screen is actually on the same map as the title screen. So normally, like in other games, you press A and you get to a new window and lose the control of Link. But in Skyward Sword, you don't. So we can use our files and the information on our files to and do crazy stuff while back in time and apply that to what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Basically, the date we can use while playing on the title screen, and that will do a lot of crazy stuff.
We're gonna explain in detail though what
when it
exactly
happens.
we're doing when it comes to that.
Yeah. Right now we're kind of just giving general things.
Yeah, because it's a little bit pretty complicated.
Yeah. So now, because we want to talk about context of this game, it was made in 2011 for the Wii. So I'm using motion control since I'm flapping my arms around everywhere. And they're okay. They're like 9 out of 10. They work. It is still quite infuriating when they don't, but I mean, they still work in my opinion. Also, this.
Yeah, if you know how to deal with it, there are a lot of little tricks you can do in order to keep it calibrated and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So because after the
A lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people hate on the game because of the motion controls, but that's mostly because they can't just really control them.
Yeah. Okay, so one thing I did there, I damaged down. That's because after the cutscene skip, if it's successful, I will want to kill myself to activate back in time, which commentators kind of roughly touched on. So here's Zelda.
We should probably also probably mention that you will give some money for every unintentional death.
Yes, $5 for every unintentional death. I say unintentional because you die a lot in this game.
Yeah.
Intentional. So for every unintentional death, it'll be $5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So here's our loft ring right now. These ropes are a little bit tricky, I'll be honest, to like cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In general, there are 9 different types of slashes. So yeah. And the best one, or like the one where you gain control immediately, is like a diagonal right down.
Yeah.
You get the control directly, which is useful if you want to do something after slash.
Yeah.
But right there, we'll try to use spins and upward slashes to get the thing cut as fast as possible.
Okay. Also, you might notice I'm kind of extending my arm towards the what's it called?
Sensor bar?
Sensor bar, that was it, yeah. That's just to kind of recalibrate. One thing that can help is if you point your Wii remote at the thing. So now I'm in the tutorial. You'll see this a lot in Back in Time, so I hope you like it.
Yeah.
So
Spoiler.
after this is the so many cutscenes skip. It's a 2-frame window in a 30 FPS game, which should be fine, except mashing on a Wii remote is really dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Also a problem is if you get to the first frame, you will always do a side up to the right. And
that's very annoying.
since we normally want to do a side up to the left, if he gets the second frame, he will just jump back into the cutscene.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
Let's
I'm gonna do a
see.
save and quit
Quiet.
strat like this. You can just save and do it, but I'm gonna do a kind of safer way of doing it. So here we go. Nice, got it.
Nice.
Good. Okay, that's very difficult, and very glad I got it. Not gonna lie. So now we're on
That's
PB pace.
definitely pretty cool.
Yeah.
We're on PB pace because for my PB it was a tournament practice run, and that somehow went quite well. Okay.
Yeah, we're ahead right now.
Yeah, I'm basically ahead.
All right.
So now
That's
back in
the
time.
first unintentional.
That was intentional.
Not first intentional death.
Yeah, well, I was about to say.
Okay, so I'm gonna, and so I get into Back in Time by continuing and resetting the console, and I'm now able to play on the title screen. I'm going to copy file 1 to file 2 because it has useful properties we'll take advantage of. And
Very important.
Yeah, I bonked into the tree with file 2, and this essentially just opens these doors up here.
Yeah. So
now-
I'll,
yeah, explain it.
yeah, I guess I'll start to talk a little bit about what's exactly happening right there.
Oh,
So, we basically select a file, but the game does not read from the file yet. And to actually get it to read certain areas, we have to make something happen with that file selected. So, for example, right there, he has like file 2 selected and bonked it to the tree, and that will, and then the game starts to read stuff. And right there, what he did was he started this file and entered the loading zone, and that way, after the file started, he will enter this area. So that's why he's right there and get the goddess sword. So yeah, that's like 2 things you can do right there. So one is called bit magic, which is if you bound a tree, things will get updated with whatever file you have selected. For example, the gates will open. And the other thing he did was he reverse bit warped, that's what it's called,
Yeah.
to get into this goddess statue.
Well, explain what bit warping is at a point where it's more appropriate, but just reverse bit warp, I did that.
Yeah. There's also the reverse, the non-reverse version, and there's also a reverse version to bit magic.
Yeah.
And we will talk about both, and they're both pretty important as well.
Yeah.
In
Okay.
general.
So now I'm
some.
placing. Yep.
No, you can.
Yeah. So now I'm placing the Faron tablet, which allows us to get into Faron. So I'll just kind of talk about the structure of this game as a whole. Kind of, the first, like, it's kind of easy to cut this game up into thirds. The first third is where we enter Faron, Eldin, and Lanayru for the first time, and that stops when we get the harp. In a speedrun, you do Faron intentionally, and you do Eldin intentionally with, like, a few minor skips, where we completely skip Lanayru, as you'll see in about an hour.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There was pretty destroyable.
It is very, yeah, we see it like 5 minutes and 90% run. So here, I've got the
Especially
hero
for-
close. Yeah.
Especially, as I said, we'll do a lot of setup. So right there, we copied at the back in time. We did earlier. We copied to file 1 to file 2, and that is because file 2 is in the early game state before the tunic, and gonna be really useful because back in time crashes a lot, and
Yeah.
you always need a good the perfect setup to do everything we want to do, and that needs an early game file.
So I just got the adventure.
Yeah,
cards.
the early game file is kind of our magic file for the run. With
Yeah.
that file, we can do pretty much everything we want to do.
Yeah, nothing crashes, at least. Almost nothing.
Yeah, nothing crashes intentionally at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We
so,
also get money for unintentional crashes.
We'll just stick to unintentional deaths for now.
Yeah.
Okay, so here I'm going to dive off here slightly to the left, which puts me at a closer distance to the light pillar. I'll just recalibrate just to make sure that flying isn't that bad. And flying for the most part is just point remote in the way you want to go, and it works.
Yeah, jumping off that platform is actually harder than it looks like, because sometimes Link just wants to run off the walls, and then he doesn't jump off, but he falls off, and then you lose time to a 5-second or so cutscene, where the game tells you like, no, if you want to fly, then you should probably jump down.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, so now we're in Faron essentially, and this is probably gonna be the most chill part of the run. Like nothing really happens here except you chase after Kitcot6, which we'll see later, and they're pretty cool. But I'll explain what they are more later.
So what you didn't see there now is a fight cutscene, because we skipped it. That is because usually there is a fight cutscene telling you to that you can jump off to that green light there, but if you jump off early enough, then the fight cutscene does not trigger, and you can just fly to the light pillar there.
Yeah, that's why we jumped off our locking there. So I'm gonna take intentionally 2 hearts of damage. This is so that I can kill myself later when it's appropriate, but for now, I'm just gonna like stay alive. And also those Deku Bubbas I narrowly avoid. They're pretty annoying, but yeah.
So good movement, you can avoid them.
Yeah, it's like stalking hard though. Okay,
Yeah,
now...
you actually
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Alright, I think you're going to like this one. We have $15 from Pikastrof.
Nice.
He says, Hey, good luck to Kitcot on this run. I'm sure you're gonna do great. And here's a poorly timed part of him. Of course, my donation can only go towards the best possible file name, Groose. This game is the legend of Groose, after all, isn't it? Well, it was a little bit too late, so unfortunately,
Damn.
this is gonna be the legend of Nitro.
Yeah, sadly it's not Bruce.
Good job, man.
Thank you for your donation, nonetheless.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Also, shout out to Pikachu. He ran this game at ESA Winter earlier this year, and he got a quite respectful time. So, yeah, shout out to him.
Probably also good
Yeah.
to mention now some things you can donate towards, because there will be some stuff. So
Yeah.
there's like the trainer name for Pokemon, I think, and like Pokemon name, the main Pokemon name. So definitely
I think-
something to donate
I
to.
think Hollister can probably tell you more about that.
Yeah.
That is exactly what I can do. For the next run, right after this one, Pokemon Black, we have the trainer name and the Tapig name. And neither of these have had a donation for them at all, so you can just send in your donations just now and basically snipe a name already and have it on the board. So if it helps you make a decision about whether to donate or not, I can tell you a little bit about our event. ESA Together is a week-long online marathon that will feature speedrunners and score attackers from all around the world. We invite everybody, be it ESA regulars or first-timers, showcasing their best for you. ESA Together is supporting ESA and our other affiliated events' increased costs this year connected with the coronavirus outbreak. And whatever capacity you choose to donate, I'd like to thank you all for donating.
Okay, nice. I did just get a beacon placement, which is pretty hard, but I still got it anyway, which is nice. Yeah, she's really picky. It's like if you are 2 centimeters to the left, she's like, "Oh no, you gotta do it again." And so, nice, I did it first try.
Nice.
And next you will also now see the power of the Skyward Strike.
Yeah, in about like a little bit, where I'll
Yeah.
just essentially just completely rip apart a couple bokoblins.
That is a hero mode only attribute.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's like there's a lot of benefits to being in hero mode, as I mentioned
Yeah.
earlier briefly. But yeah, also there's this cutscene with the beacon. You can remove the beacon, and it looks quite cool. It's just sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, here's some sky. It's like, okay then, thanks game.
Yeah.
So here are the bokoblins. I'm gonna try and rip them apart with one Skyward Strike. So let's see if I get that.
Yeah, this is
Nice,
one of
got
the
it.
advantages of hero mode, because we have this upgraded Skyward Strike. In normal mode, you couldn't do this.
Yeah, normal mode you'll just hit them and nothing will really happen. So
Yeah.
it's good that we
Normal
got
damage.
that. Okay, so I think the whole
And he
point.
has
yeah.
to be careful to not use the sword part when he hits, because that will only apply the sword damage, and that is way lower than a Skyward Strike. So he will always try to keep a little bit of distance between him and the enemy, so he can use the Skyward Strike to his full potential and not hit with the sword.
Okay, so the whole point of us really doing that and not just continuing is so we can unlock all these bird statues. And again, bird statues are very useful because they allow us to get to the sky. And yeah, it's a good part of the game.
Funnily enough, this is only the statues. This statue and the sealed ground statue gets activated. All the others activated if you could skip this fast, then we would do that. But
Yeah.
takes a lot of setup to do that.
Yeah, sadly we
In
have to-
general,
yeah.
back in
Sadly,
time
yeah.
can be used to skip almost everything, and but it's often slower. That's like the point of it.
Yeah. This the upcoming section is a lot of movement based because we could technically skip it, but there is another thing that prevents us from it, which we will get to later.
So first of all, we need the well, I mean, we kind of need a slingshot, otherwise we can't get to Skyview. So that's kind of why we're doing this. So here we have Kitcot6. They kind of just make up how boring this segment is, because this segment is literally just us running around Faron for like 10 minutes. And then like it will be a sad day when we find out how to skip these guys. It'll be a very
Yeah,
sad
they're
day
kind of
indeed.
cute.
Yeah,
Kitcot6 are cute.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So the important part is about the slingshot is actually the B wheel we'll get, or like the most important part, I would say. So
Yeah, definitely.
the game connects the B wheel you get. Like there's like the wheel where you can get your items from. You will only get that if you get a slingshot. So if we want to get any other items, we have to get a slingshot, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, that
There's
is.
more
Yeah.
reason why we still need it. Also, I'm going to bonk into this here to reveal a vine, which you shouldn't be able to reveal early on, but I'll just do it anyway, because I can. Basically. So yeah, this part's kind of chill, so there's not really much happening.
Yeah,
Just running around,
this
kicking.
part is basically completely movement based.
Yeah.
There are not a lot of glitches.
We will see
Actually,
a
there
lot
are
of
no glitches at all
Yeah.
in here.
As soon as we get the slingshot, everything will kind of ramp up a little bit. But for now, the slingshot's about like 10 minutes away, roughly,
Yeah.
or 8 around that. So if the donation video has any donations, now would be a good time to read them.
Well, we don't really have any donations that I know of, but I can tell you a little bit about something special that's happening this event. During this event, this entire week, the first 800 subs to ESA will be matched by a $2.50 donation from our sponsor, HyperX. So we started the event at 370 sub points, and we now have 560. So we're just under a quarter of the way through. So get your subscriptions in and gift some subscriptions to your best friends or just some random strangers, because that's going to be a lot of money for charity that way. So get those subs in.
Definitely, yeah. Okay, so again, movement here's a bit like weird. Like you just saw me have like a huge period where I just walked and then just like ran. It's, again, kind of just movement here's really. It's not that hard, but you know. Okay, I'll do it. Anyway, so now there's I'm gonna show off like another kind of Skyward strike thing of how powerful it is by killing all these guys. So, Skyward strike, turn around. Okay, and spear tagging here is just useless. I just do it anyway. So anyway, so now here's the second Kikwi. He can't get down because he's scared, so we just have to roll into this tree to do so. And also doing that will make this vine go down, which will be very interesting.
Yeah, I mean you can kind of see why stamina management is pretty important in this game right here. Also a lot of menus, so it's definitely pretty cool if you can master it. All the things you can do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we could maybe talk about theoretical things you could do here. So again, if we wouldn't need the slingshot, we could actually use a goblin and lure him to the vine and cut the vine down with a Skyward strike, and thus skip the slingshot, basically.
Yeah, the slingshot is not really required at all, but
Yeah.
yeah, the B wheel.
B-wheel is definitely needed, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to climb up some these vines here, and up here is the third Kikri that we need. I'm going to cut this grass in a very specific way, so that this guy doesn't get shown. Well, and because when he gets shown, he tends to walk around and that's really slow. So I'm just do that, and he's pretty smart, so he doesn't, like, he's not scared of us. So that's the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
Most of them are
it's
scared
just
of
a
us.
little bit weird sometimes because sometimes you can cut all the grass, but he's still moving.
Oh god, yeah, that's annoying. Also, because we have to backtrack here, I'm going to put down this log. Because a good theme of, I wouldn't say good, but a theme of Skyward Sword is a lot of backtracking. Which, in Faron at least, is no exception.
You will.
Yeah, we can cut a lot of the backtracking later in though.
Yeah, we can still cut some of it, just not a huge amount of it. Okay, so now there's this guy. Yeah. So I believe this is the last Kikri, so now we can essentially just go to the Kikri Elder and go ahead and get a slingshot. Now, I don't know if you saw him earlier, he's pretty well hidden, so yeah.
Yeah, he's
Mastermind.
definitely Master of camouflage.
Exactly, yeah.
We actually didn't mention that we bogged down that vine that normally should be shot down with just slingshot.
Yeah, you should really shoot down this vine here, but yeah. So here he is. I mean, he's pretty hard to see. But anyway. Also here is make sure you choose the left option and not the right option for speaking to him, otherwise you lose a lot of time. Because he just rambles on about some other stuff. Yep. Okay, so after he's like kind of done talking, you can kind of he'll eventually give you the slingshot, and now here's when things kind of get a little bit crazy, because we'll be doing extending blow, and then we get to Skyview, which is a little bit more interesting than this area, not gonna lie.
Because Extendo is a pure RNG trick. Well, like not completely pure, but like mainly RNG trick.
Yeah. Also, Peppy, a bit quiet, so just if you can, try and speak up a little bit.
Okay. Down because it was but I can turn it up a little bit, not too much, otherwise too loud again. Yeah.
Okay, so now he basically talks about this vine where we really should have shot down with the slingshot, but we didn't because we could just roll into the wall. And I hope you like beeping, because there's a lot of beeping right here. There's like the hearts, there's the dowsing, there's the slingshot, there's Phi, and then there's the stamina, so a lot of beeping.
So we'll attempt a trick at the vine, a first frame perfect trick.
Yep.
That is. So let's hope you'll get it.
Yeah, let's do it now. Okay, I might have got it. That was a little bit of a YOLO one, not gonna lie. Yeah, got it, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it skips a... Okay, that's not gonna be good. That skips a Phi text. And now, everyone in the chat, I want to see your blessed RNGs. I mean, I can't see it, but... Everyone put blessed RNGs in the chat, because now... We're doing extended blow. This is a very RNG based trick. It's a 1 in 4 chance. I'll explain a little bit more after I attempt it. Let's see if I get it or not.
Slingshot those guys, and
Almost missed that as well.
yeah, it's important to slingshot them, otherwise
Here we go.
goblins will move and then they're not in the right position. What is this?
No, okay, didn't work. Whatever. Rip. Okay, so the reason why that's so RNG is because of how much the knockback works. Because if he knocks back far enough, then you'll be able to essentially do a fatal blow on a dead thing, and that will put you to 0-0, which is right outside the dungeon. But unfortunately, he didn't knock back far enough, and the knockback's random, as I said, 1 in 4 chance. But yeah, that's fine because now we can do these things. So now this is cube walk. This should be easy in theory. Oh god.
Should.
Yeah, should. I might fail it though. I'd fail it. Nice. Oh, I do get 3 attempts, so not too bad. Oh, now this is a weird angle. Okay, I'm starting to get nervous now because I've only got 1 attempt left. Okay, come on. Nice, got it on the 3rd attempt.
Oh boy.
I didn't do what TLOZSR did.
No walk of
He
shame.
just completely missed that. Anyway, good. So because that's the first goddess cube we get, we immediately get walked to its position. So that's kind of cool. Also, here is a 5 cutscene skip. It's pretty precise, so I might not get it, but we'll see. Looks fine. Good. Yeah. Yeah, I just got that 5 cutscene skip, which saved a lot of time. So good.
So in general, the Goddess Cube Warp, that's what it's called, the Goddess Cube, is only possible with the hero mode because of the extended scouts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got
One more advantage.
And you got 3 attempts at it because he only hit with the sword part and not with the scouts, right? That's why the goblin didn't die directly.
Okay, so Skyview. This is the first dungeon, and it's pretty unforgiving if you mess up because you spawn right back here. Because of what we're going to do now, and what we're going to do now is back in time. So I'm just going to kill myself with this piece, and I'll let the commentators explain what I'm going to do, essentially.
Alright, what we're gonna do now is called a bit warp. You may have already, if you have paid attention, you might have seen that we already did a reverse bit warp. But basically what a bit warp is, if we are saving and starting our file at the same time, then our file stays at the same map as we've been, but we get warped to the coordinates where we've saved at in back in time. So
Yeah.
if we save at the Upper Academy statue here on Skyloft in back in time and start our first file at the same time, then we get warped to those coordinates in the Skyview. Yes, in the Skyview map.
Okay, so now this should put us really far into Skyview. Everything is unloaded because we literally just walked in here from a different part of Skyview. So in order to load this up, we need to enter and exit a room just where I'm going right now.
And it's pretty good that these gates between the hub room and the pre-boss room are also unloaded. That's pretty useful because then when we reload, we'll be on the other side and we can directly have the pre-boss room open to us.
Yeah. So I'm going to take these boards as well. This is to, again, the same reason why we talked to Fledge earlier, is to set up some flags on file 1 which we can exploit in back in time. So everything in this room was unloaded. So now it isn't. Now you see the comments here. This spider's definitely here, and he's a bit annoying to get past. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do something a little bit safe. I'm going to do a Skyward stab, and that failed. Nice. I'll try again. It's a little bit precise, but it's safer than the alternative. Nice, got it.
Yeah, you could, theoretically, you could just jump past the spider, but if you mess up your timing here, then
you die. So.
Then you die, and you spawn all the way back at the entrance of Skyview Temple.
Yeah, so just for safety's sake.
And that's not really something that you want.
You do not want to die here, no. This is why this place is very unforgiving.
Yeah.
So anyway, now that happened, and so technically we could just leave, but we still need to do a couple things. Most notably, we need to get the beetle from this guy by killing him. So simple as that. This guy shouldn't be too difficult, although I have failed this recently in the race on Sunday. Yeah, that was quite funny. So you just like spin attack him really. While spin attacking, you do want to kind of keep an eye on how much stamina you have, because if you run out, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
So now we've got the beetle.
Maybe you remember how we talked about how basically useless the slingshot was. Yeah, it's not really different for the beetle. Beetle is only used once in a run, I think.
It's used in Earth Temple, I think, and like just.
Yeah, it's only used in Earth Temple once. And we could technically skip it here as well, but unfortunately,
we still need to use that in Earth Temple.
the workaround for using the beetle in Earth Temple, or for not using the beetle in Earth Temple, is so slow that we just gonna grab it.
Yeah, also I believe it's something that I think TAS uses as well, and it's like not RTA viable anyway, and it's RNG. Yeah, if I believe very good. So I'm just gonna kill this guy because he's annoying.
Can like get a keys over there and use the keys to cut the rope, but that is definitely the
That's RNG,
yeah.
So again, I'm gonna get this red rupee for the same reason I broke those boards earlier, was to kind of again just set some flags on file 1 that we can exploit in back in time.
I thought you didn't want to be poor anymore.
Yeah.
First money you run.
Exactly, yeah.
Money.
Yeah. I remember when we used to get the 20 rupee in Ancient Cistern, now we just don't. Yes, those were the days when this run was 5 hours long and you had to stay up all night to run it. Those were the days.
Yeah, imagine that you actually had to grab those 20 rupees.
Yeah.
Because
so
you needed a potion.
Yeah, so I'll just save that statue pretty quickly after that goblin died, because if you're slow enough, he won't respawn when you want him to.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do it back in time again. This is gonna be what's known as a reverse bit magic, which is really confusing.
Yeah.
But I'll let my commentators explain what's happening. Yeah. This is the Stone RBM.
So basically, we will activate a flag in back in time on Skyloft, and we start a file, activate a flag on Skyloft, and that flag will be taken to the new map. And a few flags are like map area specific. So something on Skyloft is something completely different in Skyview.
Yeah.
So for example, the Kitcot6 cutscene, the flag that sets, is something completely different in Skyview. And if you start before entering the cutscene, you will be able to take this value as well. Something important here, he's saving file 2 mainly because he needs the practice to put a flag for this one. And in order for the game to know that he has practice sword, he has to save right here.
Yeah.
And then
I also went into that
and, like-
cutscene. Yeah. Oh, nice, vines. I went into that cutscene. I started the file 1 and I entered that cutscene. And because of how reverse beer magic works, we just set the flag on. We set the flag on file 1 for that, and on Skyloft that might have been that cutscene, or it was. On Skyview it's something completely different that is very useful. That we'll see in a minute, but for now we just need to get the boss key, because there are no boss key skips, sadly. Because the collision's really good in this game.
You can kind of guess in chat what it's gonna be, because there is not much left in here anymore that we possibly could.
Yeah, but it's going to be something, definitely. It's going to be something, it's not just complete, utter, just useless stuff, which is kind of what they look like half the time. So these vines are a little bit difficult, as I'm just showing right now, I kind of failed them. Also, shouts to Extodasher for making a Vine tutorial.
Yeah.
I clearly need that because I'm failing this. But no, like, yeah. But these vines, you're not meant to come back on them, so they're a little bit challenging, but they should be okay. So these boss keys kind of work as puzzles in their own right. You see that was pretty easy, but they'll get harder as we go. Okay, so everyone get hyped for the first boss fight in the game. It's very difficult.
Oh yes, very difficult.
So it's the hardest fight in the game.
Most difficult fight in the game.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay, here we go.
Alright, say hi to Girahim.
Exactly.
Pay close attention.
But question, it's pretty
don't
difficult,
get
yeah.
slapped.
That's it. Good. Got it. Nice.
Alright.
Okay, so
That was hard.
that was hard. That was very hard. I still got it though. So okay, I'll explain what kind of happened there. Because we set the flag on Skyloft for that specific cutscene, and we started file 1. That flag for opening that door corresponded with the cutscene 1 that we did on back in time. And by doing that, we essentially unlock that door by setting that flag in file 1 in the Skyview. And that's why reverse bit magic is so powerful, because you can just set flags in like whatever in wherever you are, whenever you want, really, regarding it from Skyview, on Skyloft, I mean. Okay, so that's Skyview done. Looking at the kind of timer right now, it looks like I'm pretty decent. I'm definitely going to be an underestimate regarding I don't just die at some point, but anything can happen. This is Skyward Sword. Because you make one wrong move, you lose minutes.
Oh yeah.
Die now, so.
Okay, so I'm going to save and quit here, and I'm going to die with file 3. I don't actually know why you do this, it's just because I can. There is a reason out there, I just don't know it.
There's like a cutscene place after Skyview, and we avoid that.
Actually, that's it, yeah.
And yeah, but free dying is pretty fast.
Oh, nice.
I didn't touch on it, but there are faster ways to die. For example, falling into the void.
Yeah.
It's pretty fast.
I'll mention that this is actually quite annoying. Like, it's not hard, but it's not easy either, as I just showed I just died. Nice. Okay, so now I'm dead. I'll activate back in time again.
Yeah.
And this is the Eldin Light Pillar.
This one's also an interesting one, but at least this time you will he will get what you see.
Yeah,
So
In a
beforehand-
game where you die as often as in Skyward Sword, you gotta optimize your death.
Exactly, yeah. Optimize your death. Life lesson, optimize your death. Okay, so I'm
So-
going to let the commentators explain what's happening with the early Eldin Pillar.
Yeah, so this time you will basically get what you see, not like the last time, because this time this is a flag that is not area specific. This is like a global flag that the game needs to know everywhere, and that's the pillar for the Faron region. Basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the rupee from Bonking the Tree, and that rupee will update our inventory. So because it's an inventory item in quotes, it will update our inventory with the file we have selected. And then we can enter the goddess statue and have the Eldin tablet loaded and back in time.
Yep.
And then we can place that. And when we place that, the Eldin pillar cutscene will start, and in the cutscene where the pillar rises, the story flag sets, or like the global flag sets. And if we start right before the flag gets set, we can apply that to the file we're starting.
Yeah.
And you might wonder what file we'll use, because file 1 will be like the logical choice because we want to play on file 1, but we actually need it on file 2. And that is
Yeah.
again setup purposes because File 2 doesn't crash.
Yeah,
And
in,
also the sky doesn't crash on File 2.
Yeah, in Back in Time. So this is going to be very useful for Faron Back in Time. How it's Faron Back in Time and not Eldin Back in Time, I'll explain later.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've just done that at a very specific time. It's not frame perfect, but it's not very loose either. So I'm just going to check. Yep, there's the Eldin pillar. And I'm going to save and quit. For the most part, saving and quitting is the best way to get out of a file, with one exception that you'll see close to the end of the run where you just save and reset manually.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to go back, because we put that onto file 2, now we need to put it onto file 1 because we need to go to Eldin in file 1 as well. And there isn't really much, it's just a kind of a long cutscene, so if there's any donations, go for it.
Well, we do have a donation. It's $5 from Full Pint, saying, "Hi, I don't have much money, but ESA has always kept me entertained. Keep on keeping on. Thank you for your $5. Don't forget all donations are going towards keeping future ESA events running at the highest quality for attendees and viewers alike." And I must say, their donation is going to, and I'm happy that they took up my offer of starting off the Pokemon Black incentives. So now, the taping name, assuming nothing else changes, will be known as Missing No. So, if you like that, go donate for it. If you don't like it, go donate for something else.
Yeah.
I feel like you could probably name the trainer Bruce or something like that as revenge. As revenge for not getting Bruce into Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
You can get him into Pokemon.
Yeah, show Goose some love. Goose is the best character in this game, hands down. Anyone who says
Yeah.
otherwise is just wrong. Okay, so now I use that revitalizing potion because we want to be at 6. Yeah, we'll be at 6 hearts. For us to be able to take a lot of full damage and still survive. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So now we're going to go to Eldin. So again, similar to Faron, this is going to be not very broken. We are going to do a bit warp as soon as we enter Eldin, but other than that, it's pretty much solid. But as soon as we get to Lanayru, that's when things start to fall apart.
I mean, the boring part will get skipped because all the cutscenes and stuff we will skip.
Yeah.
But this Back in Time is actually a little bit precise.
A little bit, yeah.
The bit
Yeah.
you're doing, you need to be in the right position.
Okay.
And here
Yeah,
we use-
because what exactly it does is it is gonna push you under a goddess cube. And this goddess cube is basically gonna push you under the ground.
Yeah.
So you fall basically out of bounds and into the next area.
Also, you saw me just jump into the lava. Again, this is because jumping into the lava to die is slightly faster than just waiting. Again, just to optimize your death.
because Link is not falling to the ground.
Yeah.
Like,
We have quite a big donation, so you mind if I just read that out?
Yeah, that's right.
Alright, we have a $300 donation from
Damn.
Vlad H. And he says, "Roses are red, violets are blue. Dear ESA, I love you. And we love you too for your incredible generosity." Vlad H is putting that donation for the Pet the Pup at the Party bonus game, which is now standing at $300 out of $500. More than halfway there. Again,
Nice.
thank you for that incredible donation.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that was pretty precise. I did kind of have to retry that. Well, not necessarily retry that, but I had to kind of like reposition myself because it is pretty precise. If you mess it up, you're kind of screwed again. So I just want to make sure I got that right. So here's probably the best example of how OP the Scout strike is in hero mode. So I'm just going to kill all these guys with it. Like that. And they're all dead. Okay, except for one, because there's always one. Of course there is. Yes, you are not hitting me. I am on 2 parts. Thank you very much. If I got hit, that'd be really... I'd probably be salty as well. Anyway, so that's cool. So the whole point of us doing that in the first place is getting the digging mix, which we need to advance further up Eldin Volcano.
which is the interesting part about dying right there is that you actually respawn at the start of the golden caves because it's actually like a spawn point.
Okay, yeah.
So that wouldn't be too bad, but
Okay, yeah, good. If you respawned at the beginning of Earth Temple, I would be quite mad, but we're fine. I did not die, so we're good. Also, when I pick up this bomb and I place it here, I do not die. Fun fact. Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea how that works.
It just happens, yeah. Okay, so yeah, so now we have circles. Circles is clearly the most important trick of the game. It's if I mess it up, the run is just completely invalid. So it's very important that I get that. Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Come on. Oh, I didn't get it. Oh. Okay, yeah, okay, that was clearly a joke. It doesn't save much time whatsoever. In fact, it loses 1 frame if you get it. But it's pretty cool because you get to see Link run around in circles.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah, I didn't get it, which is so sad. God damn it.
Basically an angle where Link can't get in the position he wants to be, and so he just turns around all the time.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna save here, because first of all we need this bird statue. We need to be able to fly to this bird statue later, and second of all, because I'm gonna do another reverse bit magic. This one I'm going to push a gravestone at night, and I'll let commentators explain what that is.
Yeah. So again, this time it's something that is different on each area again. So pushing the gravestone in Skyloft will open the Earth Temple door. So that's pretty good because we'll skip getting all the keys and stuff. So basically, this time we need nighttime, and the only nighttime that doesn't crash is the one we use the early game file with. So it's gonna be important to leave the house after sleeping tonight with file 2. Otherwise, the game will crash.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Sleeping in this instances is completely fine. It doesn't matter which file he enters the room, but he needs to exit with file 2.
Yeah. If you don't exit with file 2, you crash, then that's not good.
Yeah. In general, you the only way. This is actually the only way you can exit onto Skyloft. If you sleep tonight and leave with the early game file, otherwise it will always crash.
Yeah.
So luckily this works out, and luckily you can use the gravestone.
Okay, so I'm going to start the file and then push it right here. Like that. And again, similar to how the other one worked, is this one will... so pushing the gravestone translates onto Eldin Volcano to the Earth Temple opening. So that's pretty cool. And, like the same way how that door was open, except here we can just kind of... like, it's open, basically.
Yeah.
So,
and that kind of skips having to get all the keys, as I think Pepper mentioned.
yeah. So the game now knows that the door is open, but since we actually didn't reload yet, the game still will appear to close. That's the reason, because it's like a reactor and the game will reload for it to move. So yeah, but we don't need that reload in this case because there's a cutscene that puts you into the dungeon. That will play now because the game knows the door should be open, even though it appears not to be.
Yeah, I mean, if you die, the texture of the door will essentially go away, and you'll just see the opened temple. But we didn't die yet, so yeah.
No.
I could still die here. It's pretty annoying when you do as well.
Yeah.
It's
Can
enough
happen
fun.
with stupid keys.
Yeah. I guess just in general, we're dying in this game, or just messing up anything in this game. It costs you a lot of time. No, you're not getting it.
Yeah, problems, especially if you fail something back in time, you have to do it all back in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in time takes a long time.
Yeah, that's kind of why the estimate is 2 hours and 30 minutes, even though my PB is like 2 hours and 15 minutes, because a lot can go wrong. So here's this conversation with these two Mogmas. It essentially translates to, oh, we can't get in because there's a key. Oh wait, we're Mogmas, we can just dig under the, like, ground. And then if I comes up to say, oh, you have to get keys because you can't dig, I was like, oh, okay. But then we're
Where
kind of
could you get those keys from?
yeah.
Possibly.
I should have tried just moving to the door, but I guess.
Yeah, but then we're kind of like, okay, well, we don't really want to collect keys, so I'm just gonna walk into the door and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I just don't feel like getting the keys today.
It's annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying. I remember when you had to, that was like pretty funny. So yeah, more dowsing stuff, which is annoying. But anyway, again, we don't really feel like it, so we're just gonna walk into the door and Earth Temple. Simple as that.
Shoutouts to dowsing, which is never used in the run.
Yeah, there's no point, we know where everything is, yeah. So I'm gonna do a little bit of camera manipulation so that these, so the like kind of rock pillars here stay kind of frozen, so we can just do an early cycle here. And here for these cutscene skips, I'm going to essentially just roll over lava. And also here's like the only use of the beetle. Again, there is kind of a task thing you can do here, but it is task and RNG.
Or a really long back in time.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
not work.
So I'm going to equip this slingshot, which will be useful. And Earth Temple in general is really like hard to do really fast. Like, 'cause if you make something like really small, it's really easy to die here. And again, dying is really bad, especially for me, because then I'm like $5 shorter.
It's quite ironic actually that how you usually want to die so often, but you don't want to die unintentionally because it loses so much time.
Yeah.
While dying intentionally actually saves so much time.
Yeah. Okay, so now here I'm going to do another RBM. This is the exact same one I did in Eldin Volcano. So yeah.
Yeah, the reason is just coincidence. The
Yeah, it's
flag
just
we
coincidence, yeah.
need is luckily the exact same in both areas.
Pretty much.
An area-specific flag. And there you can basically see how powerful this is. We do the exact same thing, but get something completely different now.
Yeah, because it translates to something different in in Earth Temple.
Yeah.
So yeah. After just doing the same thing again, if you have any donations, read them, basically.
Well, we do not have any donations, but I feel like this is the perfect time to talk a little bit about some prizes we have coming up. Because if you donate anywhere from $15 to $25 during the span of this event, not necessarily in one donation, but over multiple ones, you're getting in the draw for some HyperX goodies. For a mere $15, you could get a Fury Ultra RGB mousepad. That sounds very cool. If you give us $5 more, we have a Pulsefire Dart wireless mouse, if you're tired of cables. And then for $25, you're getting 3 things, all of which are wireless headsets. You could win any one of these 3. One of them is a Flight S wireless headset, one is a Cloud X Flight, and the last one, a Stinger wireless PS4 headset. So, if any of these tickle your fancy, then we would like to thank you for any donations you're about to get in.
Yeah. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm going to try and skip this text box here. It's pretty difficult. Yeah, I didn't get it. It's pretty precise to skip it. I'm really glad I didn't jump to the right, because if I jumped to the right, I would be dead. And again, in Earth Temple, you do not want to die because you lose a lot of time. But I still didn't get it, so I still had to watch the cutscene anyway. Okay, so now I'm going to try and throw this bomb in a very specific way to prevent the cutscene from happening.
Earth Temple generally
Yeah, got it.
cutscene skips.
Yeah, there's a lot of cutscene skips, and there's also a lot of ways to die, so you don't want to die. Especially in Earth Temple, it's very annoying. So again, this is another use of the slingshot. Just kind of skip this, like the intro cutscene to this, and just kind of start the fight. I think not too long ago, I didn't actually hit these with alphas, and I still started like alright, which was really weird. That's just something that happened. It's like nothing. So shout out to that weird game. Ooh, okay, almost died there.
Yeah, too hard.
Yeah.
Again, they can be a little bit
Luckily,
tricky.
we have an intentional death coming up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, we do have an intentional death. It's after we get the 5 bombs from the bomb bag.
Yeah.
Okay. I have.
Basically,
Yeah.
we didn't talk about what the RBM actually did. We just said that it did something. So, it again moved a bigger actress, so it needs a reload as well.
Yeah.
And that's also why we die intentionally, to reload. And since we saved last at the little statue, we'll be respawning there.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
yeah, you kind of see what's now there, what was before.
Yeah. I think this one, yeah, this one skips an entire boulder section. There is a slightly faster way of skipping it, known as boulder skip. I believe that's still slightly faster, but that's essentially TAS and not consistent because it's a double frame perfect trick and no one likes it. Like, I think before reverse bit magic was discovered, it saved about 50 seconds. Now it saves about 5 or something. Like, stupid, so you still don't. I mean, you only ever want to do it if your PB's like shaving milliseconds off it. But I'm not at that stage yet, so and also this is a marathon, and it's really not safe. Anyway,
That's
so,
another nice thing. If you could read Japanese there, the Magma says, "Do not blow yourself up with the bombs."
yeah, but then we just don't get the lava, so we technically do take his advice.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
What?
We don't blow ourselves up. We just go up anyway.
Guess what we're gonna do with those bombs?
We are going to kill ourselves with those bombs. Yeah, bombs are incredibly useful to kill yourself in this game.
Yeah.
And as we die about like 25 times, killing yourself is very preferable. Okay, so here what the game wants you to do is it wants you to kind of blow up an area in the wall, but we're just going to do something called status sprinting, which is where if you very lightly mash the A button, you can keep your kind of forward momentum for longer and heavily stop it. A little bit challenging for new runners, but after you get it down, it's not too hard.
To be in a rhythm. And yeah, it's only used if you need the extra distance because it's actually slower than normal.
Yeah, it is slower, but you kind of keep the momentum, so it's good for stuff like that. So here's a good part to practice rolling, because you just roll a lot. So. And boss key.
Yeah.
Yes, next up is Caldera.
Yeah, still there, yes. No one likes it.
Yay! Caldera!
Just,
My favorite boss fight.
yeah, everyone's favourite. No one likes him. You can go down a hole. So, Skyward basically, he's kind of he is actually this boulder coming down right now. But he is a pretty annoying boss. He's like, if you like mess up a tiny thing, then you do cost a lot of time. It's pretty similar to the Imprisoned 2, which we'll see later on in the run, like at kind of later stages. But for now, it's just Skyward, and he's annoying anyway. And again, this is slightly a harder boss key than the H that was Skyview. You can still like work this out by looking at it, but they do get harder. Like Fire Sanctuary's boss key is significantly harder.
But we know where it looks fast.
Yeah. It's like if you do it in one fluid motion, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yes, so there is a little bit of RNG because the eye is moving randomly, and we need to get specific types of attacks in order to keep him at the right health. Because if we do too much damage, then he will start get into the wrong phase and start running. So we kind of want to do the right amount of damage. So the type of strike is important. Again,
Yeah.
the Skyward strike is way stronger than a normal attack. And Wind attack, for example, can hit twice. Stuff like that is going to be used in order to get the right amount of health down from him, but not too much.
Yeah, so I'm going to do a little bit of break sliding here. That wasn't amazing break sliding, but essentially what that is, you'll see more of it later-ish. But essentially where you hold the ESS position, which is the point on the nunchuck where it's just outside of its dead zone. And because it's a negative speed and I'm holding it backwards, Link goes forwards at quite a big speed. So, and that's useful for there, and also useful for getting out of purple water in Ancient Cistern. Okay. So now Skaldera. He's like kind of annoying, so I'm just going to try and kill this guy as soon as possible. There is a quick way of doing this, but I never get it. I'll still try and do it, but he is incredibly annoying. So, you can't really do Skull Strikes most of the time. Wait for his eye to leave, bomb, and then a similar thing for the next one, except you do kind of want to do one slash. And, so, one, Skull Strike, slash, and bomb, and here you just want to do regular flashes, and then here he should be dead. I don't actually know if he's going to be dead or not, I'm just gonna... Nice, he died, he's good. That was an incredibly good Skaldera fight. I never get that good Skaldera fight. He's usually incredibly difficult, but that was incredible.
Yeah. Especially if the middle part breaks. Yeah.
About 9 out of 10, Skaldera will usually do something stupid, like he'll move his eye in an unpreferable position, or he'll, I don't know, he'll just decide to do something really dumb. So here's a hug container. We will skip it. The only one we'll get is the one in Fire Sanctuary, just before the end, just kind of before the end game. So yeah.
Shout out to Tricycle, by the way.
Yeah. What was that? That wasn't a... I don't think that was a tricycle, was it? That was kind of just a thing I just did. Because tricycle is like 3 cycles. It's like 1, 2, 3. I think that was... I don't think that counts as 1 cycle, but... I don't know. It counts as something. I don't think it counts as a... it might count as a bicycle, which is 2 cycles. I believe it's called bicycle. I don't know. So, I believe it's sub 1 hour Earth Temple is very good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We're on quite a good pace. I don't think it's PB pace, but it's quite a good pace.
Good pace.
It's good pace.
So now, time for the name.
Oh yeah, I hope you like that area.
There's actually something important we didn't mention, because the back in time is pretty crazy. We actually got RBM 2 effect on the last RBM we did. This one is pretty difficult, so we have to explain. Basically, we not only opened the shed, but we also activated Thunderhead cutscene on Skyloft.
Yeah.
And since we started, we got both flags, so we got like the one for the ditch head, which pushed up the bridge.
Yeah,
And
like
we
you kind of
also-
see the
Yeah.
you can see the Thunderhead in the distance. Yeah.
Yeah, we
we
also
would-
got the flag for the Thunderhead
Yeah.
at the same time, because they set it, you basically activated both at the same time. Both FB bands.
Yeah.
Got
So
both.
right now here's a like cutscene from Vi. You would skip it if you got if you got the extended flow, but I didn't get it, so I have to watch it, which is sad.
And the only reason why we need the Thunderhead is Faron's courage. And the only reason we need Faron's courage is because layers
Yeah.
prevent us from getting to the water scale in any other way.
Layers are bad. Just putting it out there. Layers are bad. Very bad.
But the other songs are not required, luckily.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things. There's theoretically a lot of things. We for example, could just not do ancient Cistern, also just take out the water scale. But water scale is again one of those items we only use once on lane.
Yeah. Again, just recalibrating because motion controls can sometimes be a bit weird, especially if you kind of flap, like do this a lot, like what I'm doing right there, because the kind of calibration doesn't really work that well. The more kind of violent movements you do, which is slightly annoying, but whatever.
You also don't really want to get hit by these skytails here.
No, you don't.
You will be dead.
Yeah, that's kind of annoying as well. And also you gotta be careful because I think we didn't even talk about this yet. We skipped the save club in the beginning,
We did,
which
yeah.
means whenever we are falling down, we do not have something to cancel our fall damage. Which means we gotta take the fall damage, and jumping off the loft wing usually always results fall damage. Unless you fall off like a really close hit.
So at the end is this part of the second.
Yeah. So I just tried. Yeah. So I just tried a cutscene skip there. It didn't really work. Like if you backflip just on the right frame, then you can skip that cutscene. It's only 4 seconds, but still good 4 seconds. Okay, so I'm just gonna hit this crest, and the only reason why we're here is to get Faron's courage, and the only reason why we need that is to unlock the Silent Realm, alright, to be on the right layer, and the only reason why we need to get into the Silent Realm is to get the scale. The only reason why we need to get the scale is to enter Age of Cistern. The only reason why we need to enter Age of Cistern is to prevent a crash with a boss fight.
Yeah.
So a lot of kind of like these
Yeah.
dumb properties that you need to kind of
Because
fix.
Hallucinator,
Yeah,
Goose let us
Hallucinator.
crash.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you see, layers are pretty dumb.
They are dumb. They are very dumb. If we
Nobody
could-
likes them.
yeah. If we could manipulate what layer we were on, then all of this would be skipped. All of the going to Thunderhead, but we can't, sadly. Okay, so another
Layers
bucket
are the arch nemesis of Skyward Sword glitch hunters.
Definitely, yeah, no one likes it. So I'm going to do another back in time. This is going to be early Linear Replay. Okay, it's not really early, because we already have it anyway, but this is just slightly quicker than doing it manually, so... it's very similar to the Eldin one, but I'll let the commentators explain what exactly is happening.
Yeah, I mean, basically the exact same thing as earlier. So again, we'll bog the tree with file 2 to open the gate. File 2 has the gates, the flags for the gates to be opened. Then we'll collect the rupee again, which will give us the inventory. But so we need file 1 selected, because file 1 has the amber tablet. And this time we'll save at the lower academy statue, because that's closer to Lanayru.
Yeah.
With file 1, so we don't have to fly back. That's the whole reason why this, the early pillar is faster, because flying from the tunnel is so slow. And then we're going to enter the goddess statue. So some important thing maybe to note. I didn't really talk about it earlier because it's a little bit more complicated.
Yeah, one thing that I think you missed was another thing I have to do is I have to check the Upper Academy file with file 3.
It's pretty common. So the reason is file 3 has the pedestal. So the pedestal, if you commit file 3 flag, so that's why when you open the splash screen, pedestal rises. It's a little bit more complicated. It's basically a flag we got in Skyview that was like breaking those 2 boards.
Yes.
After the skull drop, if you remember.
Yeah, that's kind of why we broke those boards and talked to Fledge and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Or Fledge was that's going to come later, but still.
Yeah. That's,
okay, so now I'm going to stop this at a very precise time. Again, not frame perfect, but not loose. And this one, unlike the Eldin one, this one I can redo if I mess it up. I didn't, which is nice. But I can just redo it. The Eldin one you can redo it if you know that you've done it wrong. But if you get to I think the if you get to the I think the what's it called? Lumpy Pumpkin Dive, which is the first time we use that Eldin pillar. If you get to that end, it's not there, you're kind of stuck, and you can't completely run.
Yeah.
So I did check.
Very.
I mean, basically, once you place the Lanayru pillar on file 1, and you do not have the Eldin pillar on file 2 yet, you're basically screwed.
Yeah, you need the Eldin pillar on file 2. So, Faron and Eldin have been pretty consistent. Like, we've kind of skipped small segments, but we haven't skipped anything major. Lanayru, we are going to skip entirely. So, shout out to anyone who likes Lanayru, including myself, where we just completely skip this game, or this area. So, we're going to do it with one simple RBM. And this is the one where you have to set the Betrow quest. And that's useful for 2 reasons. One, for doing this, and secondly to... let me just do this real quick. It's also useful for other RBMs which require having the Betrow quests like unlocked pretty much. So I'll let the commentators explain what's happening.
Those where we actually get 2 flags with one. So Betrow sets 2 flags. One is a area-specific flag and one is a global flag. So the global flag is the one that lets the gratitude crystals appear, and that obviously needs to be global because other areas also need to know that the gratitude crystals are appeared. And the scene flag is just in general for the Betrow door to be opened when you exit. So we'll again this time we have all the setups we need to have everything open basically. So file 3 has been carefully set up to have this shed open and also the door open to Betrow. That is all in Skyview. The beetle for the red rupee, for example, was for the open. Yeah, and that is how we can enter basically this area. And we want to enter it. I want to get like the items of file 3 because we can then get out an item and directly get him to fear us. Something to note is that file 3 actually also has a bad flag we don't want, and that is a flag that activates a cutscene with Fi talking about the early life tree seedling, and if you get that, you back in time is basically failed. So
yeah, because not only is Fi talking to you then, but also you are gonna be teleported to the pumpkin patch, and you are stuck at the pumpkin patch.
So we don't want that. So that's why the camera, it was very carefully to get the right camera and not look in the direction of the patch where the
Yeah.
where the light free seedling is.
Yeah, so I need to commit that flag to memory, so I'm going to do that by revealing a hidden rupee, which I just did. Now for it to work, we need to re-enter Leneru, and we should be able to fly to the Temple of Time statue, which is conveniently right outside the exit of Leneru mining facility, essentially just skipping that entirely, which is pretty cool.
Because checking the statue is also a flag.
Yeah.
And that is conveniently also area specific, so...
Yeah, we'll use that kind of later in the run, especially for Fire Sanctuary, or otherwise known as RBM Sanctuary.
Yeah. So yeah,
The first bit of magic is like all you ever do in that dungeon. Okay, so again, this we haven't ever seen this bird statue, but thanks to the magical powers of reverse bit magic, we can just fly to it anyway and skip all of the Nehru run, and also skip the Nehru mining facility, and immediately get the heart.
It's kind of cool, like how there's everything in gray. Just there's like one bird statue there
yeah.
in the gray area where you haven't even been yet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna do another attempt another cutscene skip. See if I can get it. Nice, got it.
Nice.
That's very similar to the first one we did, where it's like a 2-frame window. From my experience, it's easier, which is really weird. But anyway, I can say with confidence that we're about like a minute behind my PB, so we're pretty close to it.
Yeah.
But as
So,
this is
yeah.
Skyward Sword, anything can happen, and I could just lose 5 minutes just like that. So nothing.
So
guaranteed.
yeah, that was basically all of Leneru you've seen in this run. Yeah, I hope you liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't skip. We skip Leneru 2 and our third visit to Leneru. We skip those for various other reasons, but for the first one we just skip it because that's simple RBM. So now I'm going to go ahead and fly. This is kind of where the route changes from where it used to be. It used to be that you do 2 RBMs here, but we do those later because that was discovered to be like 20 seconds faster. So now I'm just going to go ahead and fly to Faron, and he'll see Bruce. Shout out to him, he's the best character in the game. We were almost called him, but someone decided that we want to be Nitro, which is fine.
Yeah, I'm still still for the idea that someone donates for the name Bruce for the Pokemon trainer.
Yeah.
You can
Speaking of, do we maybe got some donation?
I'm afraid we do not, but in the meantime, if I have a minute, of course.
Yep.
Alright, I'd like to draw everyone's attention to the bottom left corner of your streams, as we have added a new little sub-points tracker. So if we get 800 of those points by the end of the event, then HyperX will be matching a $2.5 donation for each one. So up to $2,000 can be donated just by gifting subs to people or renewing your sub during this event. So yeah, get those subs in so we can get a lot of money in.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah, so from now on, everything is, so up until now we've done everything in a pretty melodic fashion. We've done Faron, Eldin, Volcano in that sort of fashion. Now what we're going to do is we're going to, for the kind of the second third of the game, we're going to completely skip Volcano again for various other reasons, and we're going to do Faron and Eldin simultaneously, or at least back to back. So we'll do this Silent Realm, and then we'll do the Silent Realm and Eldin. And kind of go back and forth. So I'm going to do Harp Cancel now, which is a frame perfect trick, so I'll see if I get it. Got it, nice. So how it works is if you press B just as that finishes, the trial spawns, but you skip the cutscene, which saves about 30 seconds. Like, if you're a frame too early, you'll have to do the whole harp thing again. And if you're a frame too late, you'll have to watch the cutscene.
No fire singing though.
Yeah, no fire singing, yeah. Okay, so now this is kind of the Silent Realms. The Silent Realms are very similar to the Twilight Princess realms, or Twilight Princess, Twilight realms in that game. And in this sense, you have to essentially collect all the tears and then report back to here with, and then you'll get a gift. The gift that we have in Faron is the Water Dragon Scale, which we only need for like one thing, and that's to enter Ancient Cistern. And in Eldin, you get the Fire Shield Earrings, where we could enter the Volcano Summit, and that's close to the Fire Sanctuary. But again, they're kind of like These silent gnomes are kind of just, yeah, they exist. They're a thing you have to do. Okay.
Some rooms are pretty neat, especially in speedrun setting, because running basically can run all the time for all the gears.
So I'm going to try and... Yeah, there we go. That was pretty risky, but I did kind of get past that guy nice. And so, yeah, the route that I'm doing is, I think, the fastest. It's not the safest, but it's not... This route isn't too devastating. Even though in the race on Sunday, last Sunday, I did kind of die right at the end, and I'd do it all again.
Oof.
Yeah, that was interesting. Anyway, nice, I just walked straight into the waking water. How this works is, it's a silent realm because everything's silent until about now. Like if you walk into the waking water, these guys immediately awaken and they'll try to hit you. You've got a 90-second timer between each tier, and if that runs out, they awake. And if you get caught by these watchers here, then you get awoken. Or then they get awoken, I mean. You do not want to get hit by them, because if you get hit, you have to start right at the beginning. And that's exactly what happened to me on the race on Sunday, which I'm still a bit salty about, but whatever.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You will also
Anyway.
try to avoid all the light fruits, so these little
Yeah.
light white ones.
Yeah, these like light white balls, like they see in front of me. Yeah, they see in front of me right now. In Faron it's not too difficult to skip them, but in I think Eldin it is pretty hard.
KS.
Yeah, one for it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. The
So
reason
this
why
is-
we skip that is because of the cutscene that plays.
Yeah.
That's slow.
So yeah, kind of just running around. Yep. So yeah, kind of just running around. And not much is happening right now. Again, kind of just a lot of movement-based stuff is happening right now. So
Probably like. Yeah. So again, this item we just get is just for one use.
it's for one use. Yeah. If we could skip it, we could like save 9 minutes, but we can't skip it. Unfortunately.
Well, didn't even need to open the Thunderhead. We could like completely ignore one area. Which
Yeah.
would be pretty cool.
Like in theory, we could literally just do only Eldin again until in Prison 2.
Because
Okay.
it's also a technically hop skip, but the hop skip is slower because, as you saw,
Oh,
linear
I'm not
was
done
fast.
Okay.
That's why hop skip is pretty faster than just getting the one.
Okay, so now that's done, and again you'll see us get the water dragon scale. Also I'm going to roll into this, because that kind of advances the cutscene a little bit, and it saves a little bit of time. Yep, Witcher. Okay, so again, water dragon scale, it's not the most useful thing, you only use it for one thing. But yeah. That is a thing.
Also, probably to note that we got the Gru's cutscene earlier, but we didn't get the Ballad of the Goddess yet.
Yeah, we'll
That
get
is
that
because-
later, because it's quick
Way
to do so.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we basically, with getting the Gru's cutscene, we set it up so the game is now in the state that it will give us the right layer next time we enter the Sea Temple. Anyhow, in any shape. We enter with file 1, who basically gets everything,
Yeah.
and we'll use that.
Yeah. Okay. So now what's going to happen is I did mention about doing Eldin as well, and that one I'm going to have to spawn that in normally because you shouldn't be able to get to the Eldin trial right now with 2 RBMs. The first one will be getting gravity crystals, and the second one, nice spin attack, and the second one will be using those gravity crystals to set a flag, and that flag is very useful for the Eldin Silent Realm. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
So this first one's going to
It's
be useful for... Yeah, sorry.
it basically skips Sandship.
Yeah.
Doing this RBM. It might not look like much, but
Whenever you 2 understand
Otherwise
it,
you
you just
would
completely skip.
otherwise you would need to do Sandship in order to get the song, in order to open the trial. And the crystals we're getting, so basically we will also bit save first, because we want to go to Eldin back, so saving here in Skyloft is fast.
Yeah. Also with this route,
and-
yeah, sorry to interrupt, but like I copied file 1 to file 3. Almost forgot, but didn't. And also file 1 to file 3. That's useful for I can't remember what it's useful for, but it's definitely useful for something.
Yeah, it's for the lockdown, so you can, like in Faronwoods, you can have the lockdown, the short one.
Oh yeah.
And it's also useful for other far flags. Again, Faronwoods has a lot of flags,
Yeah.
and basically already did a lot of things.
So I'm
So
just
the
going to talk
crystal-
to this person, and they'll hopefully give me the their 5 gratitude crystals because they are very gratituded. Yep, gratituded is a word now. And now I hopefully have 5 gratitude crystals. I'm just going to double check with 1, and just going to go ahead and clonk, and yep, 5. So
We got that
that's
one
pretty cool.
because we talked to Patrol and RBM'd again 2 flags, and one was global, and that global flag was the first quest basically. And getting gratitude crystals in general.
So
Which we
now,
also could use.
yep.
Now we're gonna. So the 5 gratitude crystals not because we want to make people happy, but we need them.
Yeah.
So
Wait, we don't want to make people happy.
no, we wanna be fast.
Oh well.
Sadness, yeah.
So the next area we're going to do is we're gonna get the 5 crystal reward from Patrol. So basically again 5. This time file 1 has all these setups. So you saw us copying over file 3, and beforehand that had all these setups. But luckily Eldin, where we're gonna save now, also has all the flags on me.
Yeah.
So one was like the cutscene for the bridge that is opening the door. And the shed, we actually did that RVM here, so you might know what it was. It was opening the Earth Temple door, which is now open.
Yeah, it's now open.
This time file 1 is the important file to open everything. So we'll commit file 1 with checking the statue.
Yeah,
And
okay,
this
so now
way
this...
the shed will be open and the door will open.
Okay, so now this bit is going to be taking going to Betrow again and getting the reward for 5 gratitude crystals. Yet again, I'll let the commentators explain this one a little bit.
Yeah, there's not that much to add. So file 1 has all the flags now.
Yeah.
With,
Yeah.
and yeah, you will now try to commit that.
Basically, it's the same thing we've seen earlier, before already. Just this time, we just we have the 5 gratitude crystals already, and we just RBM the reward for that, basically.
And the little thing maybe you can add again the 5 cutscene there. You can see like might have seen it this time better. And also we got to use the quarter scale for like a few seconds time save. If you fail it, like if you bog once, it's basically not faster anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying
Yeah.
as well.
Luckily you got it first try.
It's pretty hard.
And this
not
time
gonna
it
lie.
doesn't talk that much. That's good. And
Okay.
again, big actor, so reloading.
Yeah, so we need to commit this flag by dying. And hopefully if we turn around, the Eldin trial should be up. Yeah, nice.
Well, basically, it gets committed automatically because there's also always something that stats in Eldin, like every time you load. But it's a big actor like the door, so we can't access it unless we'll reload.
Okay, so yeah, now these are open. Oh, this is open, and this again skips the second visit of the Nehru and Sandship. And skipping the Nehru 3 will be another reason that I'll get into later, but now here's the Eldin Trial. You'll notice that this is significantly more difficult, especially with all the life fruits, at least from a speedrunning point of view, because they're dotted around in really weird places where it's really difficult to move out of them. So it's really not going to be surprising if I accidentally bump into one. Anyway.
It's really okay, especially some are really badly placed.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Faron was really nice.
Yeah. But again, kind of the principle is the same for this. Just run into all the tiers, don't get caught, don't die, and get the fast shield earring. So there's not really much to say here, so if you've got a donation, you can go for it.
Well, again, we don't have any donations, and I thought I might just turn your attention to the Pokemon Black incentives one more time, so you know a little bit about what is upcoming in the next run. So you can name either Cruel's Tepig or his trainer name. The Tepig name has a 10-character limit. The trainer name has a 7-character limit. The Tepig name is still missing though, and it has $5 to its name with nothing else. And trainer name has nothing yet donated for it, so the field is wide open for someone to just scoop in and put in their favorite name, with reason of course, to both of these incentives. So you have about an hour-ish left, so get your donations in before it's too late.
Someone please put Bruce in like as one of the incentives.
Yeah,
That'd be amazing.
donate for Bruce.
Definitely, yeah. I did just get caught then. It was somewhat okay, but you know, getting caught itself does also waste time to the cutscenes.
But the good thing about it is that the Lightfoots aren't there. Technically, you have to avoid less things.
Oh wow.
But
That's a
yeah.
lot of time. So again, there's like not really too much to say about this place except
You can like see how the close the Lightfoots are everywhere. You have to be really careful. Especially when we come up to the crawl space. Really annoying that they just put it in front of the crawl space. that's I don't know. They're trying to.
yeah, like right there for example, it's right in front of the core space and it's like why game?
And then in front of the rope right away.
Exactly, just so I have to
Yeah.
kind of like maneuver out of that in a very specific way. But it's fine though.
Possibly get this rope.
It is faster, so we might as well do it.
Yeah, and then we'll basically the Eldin route is still not as good as the other routes because you basically have to do a backtrack because how it's set up. The other ones are like more like a circle most of the time, and the other one is like
This one's really weird, yeah. It's kind of like a tree with like a center in it, I don't know. It's hard
Yeah.
to explain.
Yeah, you can't really save in the Silent Realms. That's why we basically gotta do everything as is.
yeah. I mean, if we die, that would be pretty bad because we need to get every foot again.
Yeah.
Definitely not what we want to do. Though we wouldn't spawn back. So yeah. Also something funny, if you were to die a lot, Fi actually talks about how she doesn't think you're worth a hero.
What? Really?
Yeah, she questions if you actually the hero that could because you're like always dying.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that text.
You need to die quite a lot. Like 4 times or 5 times, and then she's like before that she's like, okay, relax, you got this. And after like the 4th time she's like,
Yeah.
okay, you're definitely not
And then she's kind of
working.
insults him, so yeah. Nice, yeah. I don't think anyone's actually got that on purpose anyway. I mean, some people might have, like, casually, but no
Yeah.
runners have, unless if they're really bad at something.
It's just something.
Yeah, something different from that.
But
I'm just gonna kind of like, also just name a bunch of facts whilst I'm finishing up. All of the Kikris are named after Japanese tea, like Machi and I can't remember the other ones. There's this guy called
Well,
Indy Kenobi who's a runner. Ask him about it, because I don't know. He knows it, so go bug him. Another thing, all Mogmas are named after pieces of metal, so there's lead, and then there's another one which I can't remember, basically. So now we're pretty much done with this. That was the life fruit. We didn't pick up a life fruit, which was really nice. And again, roll into it for kind of saving time.
So
And
this was the
does-
last Silent Realm, because Linnea got completely skipped.
Yeah.
Although the Colossians are actually pretty useful, but it's just faster to not get them.
Yep.
Most categories do, because it's pretty useful.
Yep. Okay, so now we've got the Fire Shield earrings, where now we can actually enter into the Volcano Summit without Fire being really annoying. And that's pretty cool.
Also, something big we want to skip is the requirements of the fire shield.
Yeah.
Because otherwise there's a fight trigger that prevents you from going there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could like shave a lot of time off this run if we could just get an early Volcano 7. That
Okay, so yeah, now there'll be a cutscene to kind of show that we've got this, and which we do.
so now it's gonna be another complicated coming up. You're probably gonna do that first, right?
No,
No, you don't want
I'll do a second because I feel like it.
Okay, you feel like it. No,
Well, okay, no, technically it's because I don't actually know how to do it first, and also I'm
it's
just
the
trained.
exact same thing.
I mean, it's fine. It's like the only downside to doing it second is that you have to make sure that you get the water thing, and that's not
Yeah,
too
you
difficult
have
if
to
you actually
do it.
focus.
I mean,
Like,
hey.
again, I've kind of just kept quoting the race on Sunday. I think I just gave everyone a heart attack when I almost missed it.
Okay, so then the big RVM is not coming up yet. So
Okay,
this
so
one,
the first one's the same one we did in Skyview is the Stone one, which...
This one's actually the reason why we need to practice by getting to practice faster.
Yeah.
Because we only got one bottle so far, but we need to do the Fire Sanctuary entrance area in one go. We can't leave and re-enter.
Yeah.
So since there are two flames, we need to extinguish with water. We can only do one of them. So the other one we need to RBM away. And this is what we're doing. So again, blocking the tree with File 2, updating it. File 2, saving File 2 because it also has the impact sword flag, which is needed for the Sheikah Stone, and then starting and running into the Sheikah Stone.
Yeah. So essentially did that as well. I have to commit this flag by going into here, and just at first, just going into here is good enough.
Yeah.
To commit it.
There's a flag for that for some reason.
Yeah, that is a flag. You can't do it a second time, which is why when you do Lumpy Pumpkin Dive, you actually have to do something different in that. But anyway, so now we do get to the Lumpy Pumpkin Dive. I believe.
Oh boy.
Yeah, some people hate it. By some people, I mean everyone.
Spoiler, I'm one of them.
Well, I love it for obvious reasons.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, this is the first time we'll see Faron back in time. So I'm gonna, for the most part, let the commentators explain it.
It's actually the first one in Faron, and this is basically the reason. Well, one of the reasons why we got the Eldin Pillar on File 2. Because File 2 is the only file that doesn't crash when using it to enter the sky, because it has the tutorial sky layer, which has very little loaded. So what we're going to do is we're going to save to get the Loftwing flag. So basically saving, the game knows, okay, you have the Loftwing now because you saved a file that had the Loftwing rescued. And then we're going to have File 3 selected by overlating the splash screen soon, and then calling the Loftwing. So selecting File 3 now makes like sky loading zone there.
It's File 2, I think.
Yeah, File 2 we in the end need to load the sky, but
yeah.
File 3 is used in order to have the loading zone.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
So in the end, again, we need File 2 obviously, because otherwise it would crash. So now we're gonna fly slowly to Eldin, because we don't have the flapping yet, but if we go through the text quickly we can access that to the end. But it's important that we don't, that we're not too slow, otherwise cutscene will start. But obviously Kitcot got this down, he did his oven often.
I just want to just warn people that on English, just don't advance the text too early, otherwise you will end up getting to like the cutscene and you'll essentially just fail the RBM. And failing RBMs lose you minutes, especially this one. This one's quite long. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is kind of interesting. Like we're jumping down the Eldin Pillar and then we land in Faron.
Yeah.
The reason is it always plays the first time you enter a pillar, and this cutscene always directs you to Faron because Faron should be the first pillar you enter. And File 2 has never entered any pillars, so for File 2 it's the first time, so it goes to Faron. So right now, then again we'll fly out, we open the splash tree, so select File 3, then call your Loftwing. So mounting your Loftwing actually also updates stuff, so now we can actually dive. Beforehand, we couldn't press down, it just automatically pushed us into the pillar if we got close to it. But this time we can, and we actually need to, because there's a barrier around, but you can dive to the pillar, and that one is the scary one because you don't see much, so everything works fine. So there's like cloud and stuff, so...
This is a little bit challenging, this diving. But with enough practice,
basically it's just a very, very long dive where you can't really see anything and you just gotta hope that you fly kind of straight.
Yeah, what I do is I fly straight for a while and then I kind of turn the camera in the way that I'm doing right now to kind of have a good reference point, or at least try and see it. If you don't see it, then you're kind of screwed again. But anyway.
Well, the reason why this is faster. So what
we're
going to actually get is, you might know in front of Fire Sanctuary there's like these big flames where you need to against the water basin. So we have never even gotten anything close to the water basin because we haven't done anything that like in this quest. So yeah, we obviously want to skip
Nice.
that. And we can do that with this RBM. So we can
So, yeah.
want to be the Predator Crystal
Yeah.
outside.
It's
the
also
shed.
impossible when it's also I was gonna say that when you enter into here, make sure you have file 1 so it does it doesn't crash and B the gravity crystal spawns. So start the file and walk
Yeah.
into the gravity crystal and then you're good.
Actually, funny information. Actually, it can't crash. The Sky Knight layer can actually. Sky Knight can actually not crash, but you need file 1 for the Gratitude Crystal.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So this time we'll commit it with bonking the waterfall.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
you've already done that, and it was a fairy. If you've already revealed that fairy, another way of doing it is by digging a hole completely, which also does the same thing.
Okay, so now let's don't miss pouring the water, otherwise you have
it's
to.
not like
Yeah,
this
that would be really bad.
Yeah. If I do that,
So
I'll have to do this again.
because
Oh no, God.
Yeah, so because he did it second, the lovely pumpkin dive, not
Yeah.
first,
No.
he now has to really hit that water.
Again, like shoutouts to that race I had on Sunday where I almost missed it. I gave everyone a heart
He got
attack.
pushed to the right.
That was funny.
It was so
But no,
funny.
just make sure I don't miss it. So yep,
Yeah.
done it. Yeah.
I mean,
Last
at
time-
least you have to pour the easier shock.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So we are the empty second flame. You might have seen it in the distance. The frog is already blue.
Yeah.
So an interesting thing is that the big frog is actually not blue, and that is because, again, like many other things, there are actually 2 flags connected to this flame. There's one that is like the global flag, and there's one that is a scene flag.
Okay.
And we only RBM the scene flag, so the area specific flag. That's why the flames are down. But the game is not dumb, so the it only works once. After
Yeah.
this, the game remembers that you didn't get the global flag and says like, no, there's no
Yeah.
flames for you.
Okay, so now we're in RBM Sanctuary, or Fire Sanctuary is its proper name, and we call it RBM Sanctuary because all we do is reverse bit magic. There are 4 RBMs you do in total. Right now we'll do 3 of them and do 1 later. And these you can do in any order you want. This is the order I'm doing is I'll do the Upper Academy statue one, the Lower Academy statue, and then the Gratitude Crystal. But again, you can do this in any order you want. So I'm gonna
Matter.
yeah, doesn't matter. As long as you do them. So I'm gonna bonk file 2 with that, and then run up the stairs and start file 1, and then examine the Upper Academy statue, which sets a flag that is necessary to pretty much skip this entire dungeon.
We are really lucky on this one because all the flags we need, it's like 4. All the flags we need are so fast. Like
Yeah.
this one, if one of them would be in Faron, this one would be worth it. We would go and get the claw shot.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
actual why we have to do all of this is because we're skipping the claw shot.
Also, I just committed that by revealing a hidden rupee. That's pretty hard to hit, to be honest. So you,
Yeah.
the hitbox is dumb.
It's funny how many slingshot targets are everywhere in this.
Yeah, and that's
You
kind of the main
clearly
reason why you need
noticed
slingshot
that
pellets.
slingshot
Yeah.
Okay, so next one. I'll do the Lower Academy one, and that's
So these, yeah, okay. So these ones are, one of them is for lowering the bars in front of the boss key room, and one is for either defeating the mini boss in the boss key room or raising the bars to the boss key.
Yeah.
And the Gratitude Crystal one we'll do next is the one that actually accesses the Overworld Bird statue. So there's like an Overworld Bird statue at the end of Fire Sanctuary for some reason.
Yeah.
Which is really convenient, because we can do the same thing we did in Lenavel RBM back and directly jump to the end of the dungeon.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I didn't actually know what they did. I knew what we had to do, but I didn't know which one each one did. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is though that the boss key is once again blocked by 2 flags.
Yeah.
However, this time we RBM both flags. We RBM 1 flag now and we RBM the other flag later. The 2 flags that are blocking the boss key is basically there are bars directly in front of the boss key chest And there is also another flag that about having the mini boss defeated.
Yeah.
And unless both flags aren't set, you just enter the room and the other flag just gets reset again.
Yeah, so I kind of gave myself a mini heart attack because I didn't actually select file 1 when I made it night, and that's usually what you have to do. That time it didn't do it for some reason. I mean, I'm not complaining because it worked
Yeah,
anyway.
it's because file 3 also has it, because you copied one. So that this wouldn't work if you wouldn't have copied file 1 for file 3. Because, yeah, file 3 also has the flag for the breadfruit crystals.
Yeah.
So, in this instance, you were lucky.
Yeah. Just a warning, actually, fine, never mind. I thought it was going to be happening, it's fine. Let me do this real quick.
So the last commit was right there with the ferry. We also need a ferry to the next area.
Alright, now the big things coming up.
This should work. It should work. If it doesn't work, I'll be very surprised. So this is the ancient Cistern RBW. And reverse state magic is, I'll let the commentators explain that, but what we're going to do is we're going to go from Fire Sanctuary to ancient Cistern, and commentators will explain that.
Yeah.
It does not work. Does it count as unintended? If it does not work,
I would argue.
Okay, I'd say it wouldn't, because, I mean, technically you don't die. If you see the game over screen unintentionally, then it's an unintentional death. That is my definition. At least that's the definition I'm going off. Anyway.
Okay, so we're going to Faron again because a reverse bit wall. We only did one or so. You might have forgot it by now. So it's basically starting your file before entering and loading. And if you start and basically taking the coordinates from your file and applying to the map you're entering. So that's why the position before saving in Fire Sanctuary was important, because this is the coordinates we will use in Ancient Cistern. So we want to reverse bit warp into Ancient Cistern.
This reverse bit warp is very, very, very precise.
Every step could make it.
Yeah, because if you miss it, like if you're like 1 pixel to the left, okay, I don't think pixels is the right word, but if you're only just to the left, you'll enter a room which is bad, and that you can't do anything in. If you enter a room, if you are too far to the right, you will go out of bounds. So it's very important that you're straight on the right coordinates.
So basically, we're going to get into the basement. Luckily, because Ancient Cistern loads rooms by coordinates, so at the right coordinates, it will load the rooms to the basement, and we can they basically clip into the basement right away. Again, landing into Faron, also selecting 5.3 before loading it, because that skips the cutscene at the start. We have already watched the cutscene. The lockdown to sealed grounds, sealed behind the temple, is because of talking to Fledge in the early game. So selecting file 2 will get the lockdown. Because we talked to Fledge earlier.
Yeah. And the reason why this takes so much time is because if you mess it up, you have to do all this again.
Yeah.
So it's very important that you get the coordinates right and everything right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna enter Faron with which is file 1, which puts everything in the right what's it called, layer or something.
Yeah. I mean, you actually don't really need that to get the cut, not like the cutscene, and yeah, in general, it's just like a cutscene mainly. And one important thing though is that he don't forgets to switch to file 2 after climbing the lock. So file 1 has the lock down. If he selects file 1, the lock will fall down. And then he has to change to file 2 before going further.
Yeah. So one would play a cutscene which you can't skip, and the thing with this cutscene is it opens the map, and opening the map back in time crashes the game.
Always.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
That's why you never want to press plus in back in time, or when you want to copy files in back in time, you do it when you do not have control over link, because this would copy the file, because it would open.
Yeah. Okay, so I just did it, and everything was fine. These corners
Yeah,
were fine.
But
And,
Nice.
That's it,
I'm
if
glad,
he
yeah.
had, like,
I'm just gonna say this now, just forewarning, if the audio cuts out, then that's because my headset runs out of batteries. And I can fix that, that's completely fine. But just a forewarning, if anyone's interested, anyone's wondering.
yeah, there you just saw what brake sliding really can do. Spaces right there.
Yeah, again, that's another use of brake sliding, yeah.
Yeah, the only other use of like brake sliding really that we do in a
Yeah.
ETA setting. So yeah, we got that. So basically, on this RVM we started right before the loading zone triggered, which was a little bit into the cutscene, which is why he counted down, and why it's probably best. Some others do like with audio cues and stuff. So
Also, Stollmaster there. He's like falling because this statue is in a completely like wrong state. It's meant to be a layer higher than it is, but it isn't. Oh wow. So what I'm doing now is a high flip. It's when you it's where you backflip just after you do something like a side hop, and you flip higher than normal, and I can do stuff like that, which is pretty cool. So now I'm going to use one of my bombs to essentially blow up these goblins because they're bad. Yeah. And so now we do have the boss key. We could, in theory, just finish, but we can't because we need the whip. So we need to get the whip. And also, I just want to make it very abundantly clear that I hate this motion where we just whack like this really annoying waggle motion. Just wanted to make that very clear. First of all. I hate that with a passion. Anyway, so now most runners would save here. I am not most runners. I am an idiot, and Nunchuck died. Well, not died, but didn't. Yeah. I am an idiot, and I shall not save here. And the reason why most people would save here is because if you die, you go right back to Fire Sanctuary, and that's bad. So I don't want to die, but just to make things interesting, I will not save, and just to give everyone a heart attack. Oh, nice.
Oh boy.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot more crazier stuff coming up later, so hope you're ready for that. Anyway, so now there's just this. Almost. You can skip this cutscene if you're like very specific with how you do it.
just side hop or jump slash, whatever you use.
Yeah.
Or you can use the sail club, but we don't.
Yeah.
None of these.
Yeah, again, my headset's kind of dying, so apologies if that goes out of battery soon. Anyway, so I did just say that I'm going to be very reckless. I am not going to be reckless here because I'm going to cut down these spiders just in case if I actually hit one of them. Because if I hit one of them, I'm kind of dead. Well, I do have 4 hearts, but you need 4 hearts for the Kitcot6 fight to be quick, essentially.
Dying here is even worse than dying in Skyview.
Yeah,
Because
it's
dying here
monstrous. It's like really bad. Oh, hello, spider.
puts you back to the Fire Sanctuary entrance, and yeah.
Yeah, you have to do all. You have to do everything again. Yeah.
That was basically like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, like you lose so much time.
And
So
you
this is
have
a
to read
good
it.
run right now. It might not be if I die. It'll probably be a bad run if I die. Okay. So yeah, now we're gonna get the small key, which will be very useful. Right here. Yep.
So to get the whip chest, you always have to get the small key. Because it doesn't matter if you change the layer of the statue.
Yep.
There will always be a small key door, either in front of the whip chest or in front of the entrance face. So, yeah. Can't avoid getting the small key. But it's funny, look at the overlay and down under his rubies. There's like a boss key and a small key of each
The
other.
game never intends for you to have both keys at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's why they're both in the same place.
Okay, so now because this statue is in the wrong kind of place, she's ready to go through the roof. And we're through the roof. Nice. Yeah, that's because this statue's like kind of a layer down. I say layer, it's not like that. It's down than normal. And here's something stupidly difficult. Oh, messed it up. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna reposition myself because if I mess this up, I lose time. So I'm just gonna make sure I'm positioned right. This is to go down 1 layer on this statue without taking any damage. And it should be good.
And also,
Nice.
if you land all the way down, you actually have to like do the high flip again and go up
Yeah.
again. there, that's really slow because we don't have the whip to get up.
Yeah, you don't have
Don't you
to...
take 4 hearts of fall damage when you fall all the way down?
I think you can avoid it. If
You can avoid it because the Soulmaster cutscene would kind of make that one happen.
Ah, okay.
Unless you would fall very badly out of the cutscene trigger.
Yeah, but that cutscene trigger is like really generous.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now we got the whip. Now we can officially continue this, finish this dungeon. And this is the only thing the whip is used for. Just this.
Yeah.
It's probably the most useless item we get. Actually, no, that's the beetle. Actually, the beetle is the most useless item. This is the second most useless item.
I mean, how many useless items have we collected so far? We collected
All
the
of them.
slingshot, the beetle, the whip.
Yeah.
The only thing that's not useless are the bombs.
Yeah, and that's to kill yourself. Yeah. Got a Skyward sword. Okay. So now this is the boss keep. Again, you might have noticed that that's a little bit harder than the previous two. Because, again, they get harder, and I think Fire Sanctuary is probably the hardest one, which we'll see. And again, just kind of just whip these and don't jump down like I did the other day. Because if you have if you have 2 hearts or less, then the Kitcot6 fight is slower.
Yeah, and also scarier because he does more attacks.
Oh, and if I die, I still spawn away a Fire Sanctuary, so that's
Still
quite bad.
no.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, still not safe yet.
Yeah, not safe. Not yet.
Yeah,
Not until
especially since the fast thread intends to lose 2 hearts.
Yeah, so you have like 2 hearts to spare here, so it's pretty scary. It's not too bad, it's just scary.
Yeah, it's just scary because it, again,
Yeah.
at this moment probably will take like 10 minutes back here.
And I just want to mention, like, this fight isn't too difficult, but if you like if you mess something up, then it could be quite like you can be in real trouble. So it's important to do everything fine. Okay, so Kitcot6. So the first phase is going to be cut short by first we're going to rip off his arms, and then we're going to kind of get into his like center part, which is his red bit, and we're going to use our 2 remaining bombs to kind of get that. Okay. And that's kind of why we need the 2 hearts of damage. We're going to whip his center, so that's like RNG manipulation, so it gives us enough time to do that. So 2 bombs. 1, 2. And that's the end of the first phase. Nice. Okay. Second phase is a little bit more, like more chance of dying, because he grows legs and swords. So, and if he hits with these swords again, at this point you're dead because you have 2 hearts in the run. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna like get him down, and we're gonna open his rip him open, and we're gonna use 2 Skyward strikes, and that should in theory end his fight.
So, kind of.
Oh my god! I just scared myself. if you see the thing, you will notice how close I was to death. Like, wow.
That was close. So, kind of an oversight by the developers was that the developers intended you to use the sword you get when you attack and not your sword. But because this sword is way slow, way weaker.
Yeah.
Then it starts right. Especially in hero mode, this kind of strike is so powerful, but 2 ones. Normally there should be 2 phases. But
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, that was pretty scary.
You're
Not
dead.
gonna lie, but it's still fine. I still live, and now I'm
This
safe.
is fine.
Now I'm safe unless if I actually no, I can't blow myself up because I have no more bombs left.
yeah.
Yeah, so cool. So here's another heart container. We are gonna skip it because we need to kill ourselves at some point. So it's useless to us right now.
This fight is actually that we have a lot of stuff already set up last time we entered.
Yeah, and again, so far this run is pretty good. It's definitely sub 2 hour. Ancient Cistern. That's not that impressive on this route, but it's still a thingy. It's still something cool.
Now we're gonna Water Dragon again. That we because actually you never saw her, but apparently she healed herself.
Yeah, just healed herself. Yeah, just didn't need us. We're useless.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna try to do this like cutscene thing. It's a thing. It's not a skip, but I didn't get it. So same reason why we could do this so many cutscene skip before. If you like mash and you get the correct frame, you jump forward, and that decreases the time that Link has to walk. So therefore, it's quicker.
Yep.
Do we have a moment for a couple donations?
Absolutely, yeah. Go for it.
All right. I'd like to thank JT Magic Man and Das Yorkie for taking up my offer of getting a trainer name in. JT Magic Man donated $5 saying, "Keep up the great work." And Das Yorkie also donated $5 saying, "Let's do this." Now you'd think they'd probably boost each other up and get one name in. However, they each donated an individual name, which puts us in quite a predicament. Because Das Yorkie's name, Urania, is at $5, and JT Magic Man's name, Giovanni, it has 8 characters, but we can shorten it down, is also at $5. So it's a dead heat for the trainer name. So if you want either of those, or your own idea to become the trainer for Cruel's Pokemon Black Run, then go ahead and get your donations in within these last 35 minutes of this run.
Yeah, about that.
You
I
need
might
to
be done soon.
donate $5.01 for group. Come on, guys, you can do it.
Yeah, it just, yeah. Okay, so now here we kind of see the RBMs that we did in Fire Sanctuary kind of pay off. Because there's a bird statue that we've never seen, that is outside. And we're going to go and just, yeah.
Again, that there is even a bird statue. The same with like Lanebu. If the statue was like outside of the like behind the rubble,
Yeah.
it wouldn't help us in any shape.
Yeah.
Luckily,
Okay, so now we're going to do one final RBM in Fire Sanctuary. This would be the 4th one that we kind of skipped. This one is, let me just do this real quick, actually. This one is checking the Bazaar statue. So I'm going to, there's not really much to explain here, but I'm just going to let the commentators talk over it.
yeah. So the last one is the second one for. So again, we need 2 flags for the boss key to be so we can get the boss key. And this time is again statue checking. We're really lucky on these, as I said earlier, that they're this fast. Like
Yeah.
3 checking statues of the 3 statues we have. That's extremely convenient that this one. So
Yeah.
at first, when we first did this, we would never thought that it would be fast the claw shots because we would have to do so many RBMs. But then we realized how fast they are.
Yeah. So what I did then is to commit that flag, I just broke some pots to the right. Optimally, you'd break the pots to the left because there's a fairy in there and you'd want to get that for Horde. However, because I feel like it, I will do Horde without a fairy, which is going to be incredibly difficult, and if I get it first try, that will be a miracle. But I do at least want to try it, and it's, yeah, bit reckless.
Give some money.
Yeah. I mean, even if I die again, like $5, because unintentional death. Okay.
You can decide which name it's gonna be.
Exactly. Yeah.
Pokemon.
Yeah. If I die twice, I can do donate $10 and it'll be gruesome. Anyway. But no, I'm not gonna intentionally die. It's an unintentional death. Anyway, so again, this boss key was quite would be quite confusing for new runners or new people, new casual players at least. Runners just know what it is anyway. So here's Girahim 2. The first time we kind of skipped him, so he's a bit annoyed at that. So he's back again. That's fine. This fight is a little bit RNG.
Yeah.
Because you don't want him to do darts, at least the second phase. But you do want him to do like for you to attack him, because the more you can attack him, the more damage you do. So yeah, this is kind of the RNG bit. So I'm just gonna shush and do it. Good RNG. That's 1 dart. Well, this is kind of a big darts. This is kind of like the longest one, so it's probably the worst one you can do. Okay, yeah. Okay, ground pound is probably the best thing you can do because of how much you can attack. Oh no! Okay, I shouldn't have spam attack there. Anyway.
Yep.
Again. Okay. Okay, so another ground pound. There we go, nice. Okay, that was okay fight. The only problem with that was it was just me. It wasn't amazing RNG, but it wasn't horrible, so it was alright.
Yeah. The 1 darts you get were very bad. 3 times
Yeah.
with still darts. Yeah. Like getting out of stamina is really bad in this game in general.
Yeah.
It can be really scary at times.
Yeah.
but
Okay,
it worked
so
out.
this hard container we will pick up because doing everything without a hard container is pretty reckless, not gonna lie. So yeah, here we go.
I like possibly fast actually because we want to do well. You could heal after chair, but
Yeah, but my first attempt will essentially be horde on 3 hearts and no fairy. Second attempt will be with the full 7 hearts, and I'll just keep going until I get it. Nice. Okay, so that is Fire Sanctuary. Again, that's sub 2 Fire Sanctuary, which is really good. I don't think I'm on PB pace right now. I think I'm slightly behind, but it's still a really good run, from my standards at least.
I'd say it's a really funny route that we like enter Fire Sanctuary, enter Ancient Cistern, finish Ancient Cistern, finish a Fire Sanctuary.
Yeah, you kind of do it
Basically,
side by side.
both dungeons at the same time.
So now I'm going to kill myself because we need to do 2 more RBMs. First one is raising the game's time, like the Battle of the First song. Second one is for the Song of the Hero skip, which skips about an hour and 45 minutes of gameplay, so it's the reason why this game is now 2.5 hours and not 5 hours. So I'm just going to do it back in time. And if the runners know what I'm doing, they can commentate. Because this is a new route, I don't know if they know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I know what's going on.
Okay, cool.
So, the reason, so how can we beat the game, basically? What do we need? So we need to enter the past to get to the final boss. And to enter the past, we need to, 1, raise the Gate of Time, and also open the Gate of Time. So we didn't raise it yet, and we are way past the point where you normally would raise it.
Yeah, you usually raise it like ages ago.
Yeah, luckily we have everything set up. As again, we watched the Bruce cutscene on file 3. So this is actually why we have file 3 still at this state, because file 3 is saved right after we talk to Bruce, basically, like a little bit later. And so this still has the right layer.
Okay, yeah.
And so we can get the Ball of the Goddess easily by just entering the Steel Temple with file 3. So again, Faron bit, nothing special here, the same as always, using file 2. But next up is going to be interesting, because this time we're not going to behind the temple, we're going to enter directly. Another benefit of file 3 is that it also has the flag front door to be open set. So file 3 is basically perfectly set up for what's coming now. Yeah. And we're gonna enter it with file 3, and we're gonna move off the splash screen in order to skip the cutscene it normally plays, where Bruce is mad at Impa. So we basically have access to layer 2, and then we can move into the circle, and with file 2 selected, and this will give us a Bell of the Goddess, because there's like a area specific flag that says you have the you have like the flags on file 2 for the Bell of the Goddess to play. So it's basically the game now if you select file 2 and enter the circle, the game is like, okay, you played the song because you have the flag for it.
Yeah.
So here's the Bell of the Goddess for you.
It's also important to note when you enter here, make sure you hold Z, otherwise the game will crash.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we got it nice. So there's one final back in time I want to do. I don't know if this is faster, but I'll just save and reset. And as I said before, it's actually now, most of the time it's faster to just save and quit, but in this sole instance it's faster just to save and reset manually, which is really weird.
So the reason is we did a reverse bit warp right there into the cutscene. And a reverse bit warp, the game is a little bit confused which was the file you have selected. So if you save and quit, you will actually end up on the title screen and not the file select screen.
Yeah.
That's why resetting is faster, because resetting does the exact same thing, but it's faster, and you don't have to click an option again.
Okay, so I'm going to do the Song of the Hero skip, or otherwise known as 7x04. This is the most confusing RBM to do, so if you understand
this is the most confusing, but it's also the one that saves basically the most of time.
So if you understand this, you could probably understand anything in this game. So I'm going to let the commentators just say what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'll try my best.
Yeah, it's really hard to explain.
So basically, because this time we're actually going to steal a value. So file 1 is saved in the Steel Temple, right? Yeah. And the flag we're setting is the door open to Julia's realm, to like the last fight, to the Horde. This one should who want to reopen that. So first up, we're gonna steal this value from the flag from the upper academy. We're selecting file 1 to this thing. So what basically happens is the last thing this file had on, like the last memory, it had this statue selected. So the flag for it, for checking it, is in the memory saved right now, because this is the last thing file 1 did. If we were to do anything else with file 1, like any other flag, delete this value again. But yeah, so he has to be careful to not use file 1 for anything that would update his flags.
Yeah.
And so otherwise he will lose this value and he can't do this skip, because this value is important.
Yeah, very important.
This is the flag for opening the Lake Floria gates in Faron Woods. And so basically, this is the Lake Floria gates. It's again one of those that had 2 flags connected to it. One starts the opening, and the second one is when the opening is finished. Or like, basically if the opening is finished. And this way, we have like the first flag now. And with the first flag, we can basically activate the second flag. So if he doesn't fail this, and he doesn't lose the flags on file 1, which he can, because he actually has to, he wants to save file 1 and behind the temple, so because that's a little bit faster.
Okay, so yeah, what I'm gonna do, I'm going to check the statue with file select, save and quit with file 1, exit to the splash screen, get the Wii Motion Plus thing, and then we realize, oh wait, we don't actually want to learn what Wii Motion Plus is because we already know what it is, and then say cancel. So
yeah,
in theory, everything should be set up now.
Yeah, Wii Motion Plus menu is very
Yeah,
useful actually.
Okay, also make sure you have file 2 whilst entering here, otherwise the Faron won't, the cutscene won't start. So here we go.
So yeah, if everything worked out, then Link will go in this targeted position after he started his file. So you start file 1, skip the cutscene, and then because it still has the flag from the upper academy, the Snake Floria gate will open, and the consequence is that the other flag will set, and the other flag is the important one. So now we have the other flag from the Lake Floria gate set, and this one corresponds, luckily, to the door to the horse fight. So now technically we could enter the horse
Congratulations, we just skipped 1 hour and 30 to 45 minutes of the game.
Yeah, and this is pretty much the biggest reason why this game is not 5 hours and instead it is 2.5 hours, and we can run it here, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So now this is in prison 2. This is a stupid fight basically.
Agreed.
Yeah, no one likes it.
Hard fight,
It's pretty precise, yeah. And I'm going to damage down to 3 hearts. This is really just in preparation for the damageless horde I'll be attempting, which is pretty reckless because, like, it is so easy to get hit once on horde, and if I get hit once, I can't. At the very least, I can't do horde skip, which requires 2 hearts of damage, which is why it's 3 hearts and not 1. Anyway, so now this is the Imprisoned 2 fight, and here's the Gruesinator, and this guy's Grues. He is amazing. So anyway, and the Gruesinator is the only reason why we needed to complete Ancient System.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, I guess Emulator doesn't have a problem, but emulators aren't allowed, so yeah.
Yeah, Emulator, yeah, for some reason Emulator doesn't crash, but
This does, yeah.
this does.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to damage down to 3 hearts. Again, there's a side hop you can do here if you don't want to damage down to 3 hearts. But I'm going to do it because I said so. Okay, Imprisoned 2 fight. Okay, so, first thing we've got to do is go on his head. There is a strat where you can like knock his fingers and slow him down, and then get on his back. I'm not going to do that because I can't do that. It's bad. But I will. So now I'm here, and jump slap on his head, and wait. Oh wow. Okay, this guy sucks. If you're at a specific position, you will just instead go off. You'll do that where you jump off his. Or don't jump, you fall down, which is really annoying. But it's fine. It's not the end of the world.
Wow. Yeah.
It's annoying, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been happening to you a lot lately. It's been happening to me a lot lately. I can speak English. But yeah, it's really annoying when that happens. Anyway, so now the game wants to choose the Gruesinator. Sorry, Grues, we won't be using it right now. We do kind of want to avoid the Gruesinator as much as possible because there's text boxes that we can avoid.
Yeah.
So here we go. I'll
Yeah,
try
so
that
there's-
again, because I can.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So there's a trick that can let you stay on his head.
Yeah, there we go, got it. So yeah, I got the first one. The second one is slightly harder because we're in a really awkward position. And this one's more important, so if I fail this, then it's bad. But we'll see.
Yeah. Especially basically being in the air when the cutscene starts,
Got it,
like
nice.
we did with the rope. In
Yeah.
Earth Temple.
Yeah, so that should in theory work. I should in theory stay on his head, and I should in theory have ended the fight now.
A funny thing is, if you actually do not manage to stay on his head, then Link pulls out a save cloth in his cutscene.
Yeah.
And you might ask yourself, where did Link get that save cloth from?
He just magically proofed it in, because we never collected it, we skipped it. So he just magically proofed it in. Simple. So this is quite a long cutscene, so if you have any time, if you have any donations, you can do them now.
Certainly, because the battle for the trainer name has been brewing behind the scenes.
Nice.
We first had a $10 donation from Kainalo, which just said very laconically, Psyops, and that was the trainer name they pitched, so that took the lead very briefly, until JT Magic Man donated $5.01 saying, Giovanni will reign supreme. So the current battlefield as it stands is Giovanni in first place with $10.01, Psyops with $10 flat, and Urania with $5 flat. Unfortunately, I do not see Groose anywhere, so if you want Groose, or any one of these other three ideas, or one of your own, then keep donating, because it's getting close.
I might donate
so
$5 if I die at Horde.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
we'll see. Because I will be attempting damage the sword, which you'll see no one do. It is technically faster, but it's incredibly difficult. And
At least you don't skip the True Master Sword.
yeah, I will definitely get the True Master Sword. Because again, you can skip that, but just don't.
Yeah.
Just don't.
So, funnily, the True Master Sword is actually not stronger than a Master Sword, but it can break the protection of the goblins, so they can't block your attack as effectively as otherwise. So that's why we mainly need it, because there's so many goblins. If one of them block your full attack, then the others will hit you. So you always want to do like spin attacks and stuff, because with the True Master Sword that breaks their protection and you can just not get hit.
Okay,
Hopefully.
So, okay, so shoutouts to a runner called SVA. He currently holds the world record. The world record for this game is 2 hours and 9 minutes and 22 seconds, and that was really good from him. The only thing that went wrong in that run was Imprisoned 2 from him. So shoutouts to him. He's an amazing runner of this game, and just in general, amazing Zelda speedrunner, because he doesn't just hold this record. He holds several others in several other different games. So now we're on to here. Horde. First of all, we need to like talk to Imper and stuff like that. But then we shall get the Master Sword, and I will attempt to do damage this Horde. And again, it's 3 hearts because there's mandatory 2 hearts damage if you get Horde skip, and that leaves us with 1 heart to spare.
Yeah.
So.
In any setting.
Just saying that for me makes me feel nervous, because this is really reckless. Especially because this is actually quite a good run. It's not PB pace, but it's a really good run already. I just mess it up.
Well, it can probably be PB base if you get his first try, right? Or is your PB?
My PB is a 215. It's 215, so I have about like 4 minutes left. So.
Yeah, but I mean, you didn't do damage to the sword, right? On your PB.
I didn't attempt it, but I somehow did it anyway.
So
that
maybe
was really weird.
save
Like, I didn't
some
attempt it, I had the fairy and everything, but I ended up doing damage to it anyway.
Okay.
So here we go. There are kind of 4 hard bits for damage. So the first is these kind of 5 goblins, which are annoying. Second, okay, I want to actually do it first. And, also, do Skull Strikes and Spin Attacks, because they will be your friend throughout this damage and stuff.
So in any speedrun setting, Horde is actually really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like your hardest part of the run, which is basically what it was intended to. But there are a lot of things that can normally just completely make it super easy. But in a speedrun setting, you never get these.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we play on hero mode means we already get double damage, and because we want to go fast, we take not many hearts.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's Horde Skip. I pretty much need to get this, otherwise this becomes significantly harder. So
I actually, yeah, I even saw 100% runs getting low on health in Horde.
got it. Nice.
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 Okay, so I have 1 heart to spare. So if I get hit by anything now, I'm pretty much dead. So I have to be very careful. So the next part are these 2 Stalfos. They're not hard to deal with. It's just that the problems around them are a pain in the...
Get your ESA team. Oh.
Oh no, okay, I really don't want to...
Yeah, these Stalfos can be really mean because one of them might be blocking one way, but the other one the other way. Can like hit the one, but the other one gets like an attack.
Come on! Okay,
really
he's dead.
scary.
Nice. Okay, I do not want to get hit by the aimbot archers. If I get hit by the archers,
Yeah,
then
archers.
Oh yeah, the archers are very
Alright, so we'll see, we'll see.
Coming up. So
No!
damn.
yeah.
GG. Alright, whatever. I didn't expect it to go that well anyway. That was pretty good though.
No.
I think I
Damn.
yeah,
Out
I
of
messed
stamina.
I messed up my stamina management and I just held the A button for too long and I died. That's fine though.
Which is bad.
So now I'm doing it with 6 hearts. It's meant to be 7, but I forgot to heal. Whatever. It's fine. Just yeah. So now I've got about 2 hits of leeway, which is significantly better than 1. But again, I didn't really expect to get that far. I kind of just expected to die at the first hurdle. Anyway, so let's just keep going and just see how many days.
This is how you normally do Lord.
And that was $5 from me because unintentional death. Okay.
Yeah. This is how you normally do Horde.
I mean, no, you normally do it with a fairy, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like in a way I would say it's more normal. I could see people skipping a ferry, but I wouldn't see people really hard most of the time.
Because why would you do that? Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, why would you do it yourself? You could even just do a side up before the Imprison 2 fight to get like 5 hearts. But if you really want the challenge, you can go to 3 hearts and make it even scarier.
I did and I messed it up. But no, it's incredibly difficult. There's like no one who I know that can actually do that. Except for me, but that's like, I just proved that it's not very consistent. So you have to make sure that everything's perfect. Okay, Horde Skip number 2. I don't know if I get it. It is hard.
It's also not very, it's not that much time saved sometimes.
Yeah. Horde Skip's just really important for damageless, so that you just have less opportunities to die.
The Blue Bokoblin is such a...
There's that blue Bokoblin.
Yeah, the blue bokoblin can be.
It can be a real pain. Okay,
very
so I've got like 2 hits to
dangerous.
spare, so I can actually.
Wait, or you won't break because you will.
Okay, come on.
This time the archers cannot kill him.
I mean, that's if I. Yeah, we can't beat him. No.
Well, I didn't.
9. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna actually get the correct stamina fruit this time. I think my stamina management was bad because I got the wrong stamina fruit, and I don't think my body's equipped for that. But this one's better. Oh, that was weird. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what it should have looked like. That's what it should have looked like.
The archers are really the problem on this whole part. You really have to go on a little bit of walk around.
Okay.
When you get out of stamina here once, it's very dangerous because
very dangerous. As I just
you're
proved
dead.
as I died.
It's not very dangerous.
first of all you're dead.
Yeah.
But even if you've got more than 1 more damage to spare, invincibility frames in this game are basically non-existent.
Yeah, you don't have any like leeway at all. Okay, so there's Horde. That time was damageless, or at least what I'd call damageless, because I only took 2 hearts of damage at Horde Skip, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so gear him 3. This guy is often
safe.
easy, he's just a little bit of pain.
Oh, not showing up at Zelda though. That's,
There.
And optimally there you would jump down. I didn't, because that was an accident. Anyway. But now, I think during this fight, I do kind of want to discuss the mind. I'm going to be doing that blindfolded, and hopefully my headset won't die. That sucks, because that relies entirely on sound.
So we have
And the kind of history of blindfolded demise at marathons haven't really been too kind. The first time it was attempted was Gymnast, I believe, at SGDQ 2018 or something like that. Oh, AGDQ 2018. And he got it second try. He failed the first time. Again by Gymnast, he ran out of GDQ, I believe, earlier this year. He again got it second. This guy's annoying. He again got it second time. And then there was Pikachu who attempted it. This time he did it with a shield, so already it doesn't count. But he did it fourth try because again it's incredibly difficult. So I will be trying it without a shield, blindfolded, and hopefully on the first attempt.
In my experience from seeing it, one of the harder parts about this is that in his second phase, his enchanted attack actually does 4 hearts of damage, not 2.
Yeah, and also
And
Yeah.
you almost always enter with like 4 hearts. So in the end, you're like die by 1 attack. So the first phase often goes kind of well.
Pepper, just quiet because I want Flo to do his voice thing for you, Richard Black. So when that comes
Oh
up,
boy.
just try for it. Go for it.
I don't know when it comes up though.
Just do it now since somebody died. It's fine.
Alright. Resurrection breath.
That's exactly what he says. That is the direct translation. Okay, so I'm just going to put my blindfold on, and we'll see.
Less RNG, I guess, for like not weird things happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
So time
And
is
silence.
when I land
Alright,
the final
good
blow
luck.
demise.
Good luck.
Good luck. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so and hopefully my headset won't die in the middle because if it did, I will have no sound, and that would be bad. Okay, here we go. Blindfold demise. Attempt 1.
We'll try to stun lock.
And again, time is when I land the final blow on demise. There we go. It's that way. The TV is indeed that way. Okay, here we go. Okay, good first phase. A bit scary.
Yeah, no, don't.
Oh yeah, going out of
It's not
stamina.
bad, it's
there.
not bad. I still have 4 hearts. So it's good. Here we go. Okay, almost time. And time!
GG.
GG. Okay.
Yeah. Good job.
Very good.
Well underestimate, even with the 1 death.
Definitely underestimate. That was a good run.
Yeah.
That was very good. So what was the final time?
2:20:19 at least. It looks like they started a little bit late, I think.
Yeah.
So probably a few seconds
For about
more.
like 220, 220, okay, yeah. 220:19 roughly. Okay. I'm happy with that, yeah. Just shy of sub 220, but good. Also
Yeah,
one,
I mean, you would have gotten if you got
but hey, I did
passed fourth
blindfold
first.
demise, which is nice.
or if you got the extra 2 hearts with the side up.
Yeah, I forgot that the extra 2 hours. Yeah, this would be my. But no, I'm pretty happy with that run. No major mistakes. I
Yep.
will be donating $5, so just.
Yeah.
Okay, I skipped the. I was going to show the hearts in the credits, but I ended up holding 2 for too long. Anyway,
You
so
can still decide what name it's gonna
yeah.
be.
I just want to
the
make a few,
next.
yeah, I just want to make a few shout-outs just
Yeah.
before I leave, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Donate for Grooves.
Yeah, I will donate $5 for Groose. I don't know if it'll make any difference, but I will do it anyway. So I just want a big shout out to first of all the entire Skyward Sword community. I'm just going to shut up. Because they've done a lot of like hard work on the game, and thanks to them, this run would still be essentially 5 hours long. And to be honest, that was a bit of a pain running, like staying up all night just to run this game once. So it's pretty cool. Also, shout outs to Floher258 and Copernicus for commentating this run.
Thanks
And-
for having me.
Yeah, and am I allowed to plug a tournament match? Because that's the thing.
Well, go ahead.
Okay, well, a current 80% tournament is happening right now. The semi-finals is me versus Leper. This will happen on Zelda Speedruns at Thursday, 3 p.m. UTC. So you can watch that if you're interested. If not, whatever. And I'm done. You can do whatever you want.